wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
Listen, I ain't gonna waste your time no more. Ain't no need to go through all that pleasantry. You just saw me. Hey, you know what it is? It's your boy Scotty. You're watching Off Script. Appreciate you tuning in. This is the FAMU post-game show. Well, pretty much the Southeast Louisiana post-game show. But the game has ended. Score 38-14 FAMU. All right. The score is a little bit more generous than it should be, but it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna take a caller. Mr. Ford, he called in pretty early, so I'm gonna see his point of view, and then I'm gonna get to my thoughts. What's going on, Mr. Ford? Talk to me.
Listen, let me turn this down. First and foremost, the main thing Willie needs to do is he needs to convert this boy McKay to either a DB or a linebacker. This kid is holding up an entire program. The other thing Willie has to do, his top priority has to be, he's got to bring in 2 Power 5 transfer quarterbacks. Not 1, 2. And if he can get the Holcomb kid back who they had on campus, I haven't seen his name in the transfer portal. Try to get him back. At no time tonight did FAMU have that Southeastern Louisiana team under duress or stressed out.
Never.
It was like somebody put in there, it was like a high school team going against a college team. They were right. At no time did we have them under duress. The other thing, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you, Scott, the guy who's coaching for Southeast Louisiana, Chris Seifel, I met him 30 years ago when he was an assistant coach at Marshall University. He has coached on the collegiate level. He has coached on the NFL. I think he was on the staff of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to go back and look it up.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the kind of people, like you said earlier, instead of us hiring those kind of people, we're going and getting real estate agents. We deserve the ass kickings that we get when you do that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm not saying the families did that, but that whole episode the other day of with and I was a big fan of Eddie's. Eddie's played in the league. He represented the SWAC with class in NFL. But I don't like what I'm hearing about this president and he got his house and all of that. You know, that's corruption. That's incompetence. That's ineptness. We don't need that. And see, that's why your programs get embarrassed when you play them Southland Conference teams. Listen, thank you for everything, and y'all have a good night, okay?
Hey, thanks, Mr. Ford.
All right.
All right, so, man, listen. I want y'all, I'm going to play something for y'all, and I'm going to play something for y'all, and I just need y'all to rock with me for a little bit, all right? Just bear with me for a minute. You know how them old people say, just bear with me for a little bit, you know? Let an old man get your ear, you know what I'm saying? Let an old man get your ear. The funny thing is this to me. Listen, if FAMU loses, all the people in here with all this energy talk about, oh, Scott, white man's ice is colder. I just want you to keep that same energy, bro. I just want you to matter of fact, babe, screenshot every single one of those comments. Everyone is like, Scotty, know what he's talking about. I need because if I lose, I got to come on here and take the crow. So at the end of the day, but see, this is my thing. How good is FAMU's defense? How good is it? Who have you played? You lost to Jackson State. All right. Who have you played? Other than Jackson State, who have you played? Alabama A&M put 30 on you. Am I lying? Alabama A&M put 30 on you. The most real offensive team you play other than Jackson State put 30 on you. So what are we talking about? So let's not act like y'all out here just shutting Bama's out. Because if you was that nasty, the same score that Jackson State put on Alabama A&M, you would have put on Alabama A&M. You had the #1 FCS defense. Let's talk about that. Since y'all want a dick ride, oh my God, family, who's played a better defense? When y'all played a better offense, what did y'all do? You didn't shut them out. They didn't score 20. They didn't score 10. They put 30 on you. What are you talking about? And the game was a runaway until the fourth quarter. So what are we talking about? Come on, man. Like, let's not and say we did. Okay. Let's not play this game. Let's not play this game because we can go back and watch these games and you shut out Alabama State. They've been having a hard time trying to score points all season until they played Tuskegee and put 40 on them. What are we talking about? So, what we doing? Now, when I made the statement, I was getting a lot of pushback. And I told you. And if anybody on here talking about FAMU's defense wasn't a problem, how the hell do you get 38 points put on you if you don't stop nobody? That don't make shit type of sense. You got 38 points put on you, but your defense wasn't the problem? How does that work? From what I've learned from football, now, they didn't get 5 special team touchdowns, did they? They got 1 field goal. They got one, the little fake field goal jank for a touchdown. Everything else came for them playing the offense. They played on the offensive side of the ball. Listen, I don't even know if Cole Kelly knew Isaiah Land's name after this game. He probably doing an interview right now, and it's like, hey, did you know FAMU had the #1 sack leader in FCS? Cole Kelly's like, who? What's his name? You said Isaiah Wand? I don't know Isaiah Wand. No, I don't know Isaiah Wand. No, Land, like, you know, like Island. Oh, I don't know him either. No, I don't know him either. I don't know what he looks like. Because he didn't touch him. But yet and still, when I tell you all your stats are inflated, I'm the bad guy. Scotty, you're just a hater. All you do is hey. Come on, bro. It's clear as day. It's the same thing I said about Jordan Lewis when everybody was saying, oh, if he would have kept playing, he would have got 20 sacks. When you're just giving free rushes and you're playing lower level talent, what are we doing? And at the end of the day, let me say this, and I'm going to ask this for everybody. Grade the coaching. That's for everybody in the chat. Grade the coaching. I want you to put FAMU's grade, and then I want you to put South Louisiana's grade. Everybody answer that question for me. Grade the coaching. Because at the end of the day, I've said it in numerous occasions, one after the other. I've said, listen, SWAC coaching is not good. It's not good. And for Willie Simmons to walk in this game and Bishop Bonnet not have over 15 to 20 carries, you're smoking something. You cannot win a shootout with this team. I said it. Me and Blue both said it on this channel. You cannot win a shootout with this team. Rashawn McKay and Cole Kelly are not the same. And for you to put all that pressure on Rashawn McKay when you know that's not his game, he's not that guy, it's on the coaching. I have to know my personnel. I have to know what you can and cannot do. I know you can't handle throwing the ball 30 to 40 times. That's not you. So, yeah, you look real good going against a UAPB. You look real good going against an Alabama State. You look real good going against a Valley. Come on, man. What are we talking about right now, man? What are we doing? So, no, I can't. I gotta be on this. I gotta call a spade a spade. Just like in Jackson State, Willie Simmons has to hold this L. Now, I'll tell you this. None of the offensive players that I thought would show up showed up. Xavier didn't show up. He didn't show up. 19 didn't show up. X-Man, listen, he looked like the night crawler because he kept flashing. He just pop over here, you lose him, and he pop over here. Oh, well, shoot, 19 over there. He like the night crawler. You like, bro, stand still. I can't see you because you ain't showing up. You're not showing up. So it's just he didn't come to play. All right, Shareed. He wasn't the Shareed all last year. I mean, all this year. You know, the punt return guy or whatever. But he didn't get no punt returns because they didn't punt. They didn't punt. You didn't make them punt. And once again, like I've said on numerous of times, and I keep having these arguments with all these fans that call in and they keep telling me, Scotty, take the points. Scotty, take the points. And I keep telling y'all, when you're playing against great teams, you have to go win the game. And you have to be okay with yourself saying, you know what? There's a mentality you come into a game like this. You tell your coaching staff, we're going to win the game. We're not going to play around with them. 4th and 1, we're going for it because I know they can put up points and we got to take advantage of that. And I'm not saying that they did or didn't do that. They didn't have opportunities to do that because they kept shooting themselves in the foot, having long third downs and everything like that. But I'm saying I know I've seen enough SWAC coaching to I could say without a shadow of a doubt, if there was a 4th and 1 call that had to be made in the first quarter, they would have kicked the field goal. They would have kicked the field goal because they scary. You're scary. You're scary, bro. And it bothers me. It irritates me because I've seen it all through the SWAC year and I keep calling it out all through the year. And everybody keeps telling me, Scotty, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I keep saying, when you're trying to beat great teams, Jackson State, Southeast Louisiana, when you're trying to beat these teams that are better than you, you got to go take the game. They're not going to give you anything. They're not going to give you anything. And Willie Simmons did not have his team prepared. You can't make me think that. You should have came out the game. Listen, Bishop Bonnet has been everything for you. Everything. Alabama A&M game. You don't win that game without Bishop Bonnet. You don't. You're not even in this position without Bishop Bonnet. I don't give a damn about all the throws. Oh, McKay made this back corner throw. Miraculous catch over here. You're not in the game unless Bishop Bonnet takes it to the house on that halfback dive. You're not in the game. You're not in most of these games if Bishop Bonnet against Valley. Bishop Bonnet saves you against Valley. And then in the biggest game of the year, in the biggest moment of your career, he's a 6-year senior, and that's how he goes out. That's how he goes out. That's how he goes out. That's what you do to him. That's how you let your 6-year senior go out when he's done everything for you and it's a whole entire year, and that's how you let him go out. It's bad. It's just it's flat out bad. This is my grade. And FAMU, you get an F+. I want you to feel that failure. It was bad. You got too many coaches on here, and that was your game plan. Bad. If any coach walked into the office and said, you know what, Willie? You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking today? I got it, coach. I got it. We're gonna have Rashawn McKay throw it 30 times. Yeah, that's the plan. He should have been kicked off your staff. He should have been kicked off your staff. Should have left his at the house. Should have left his at the house. My baller awards and all that stuff, that's coming tomorrow. But right now, who should have been left at the house is Willie Simmons. Willie Simmons. Hey, Sean, you can chill. Sean, chill. Sean, chill with the number. We got it. All right. We got it. All right. So Willie Simmons should have been left at the house. Him and his whole coaching staff should have been left at the house. All right. Facts. Big facts. Hey, calling you loud. Talk to me.
All right. What's the word, Scotty?
What's up? Talk to me. What's your name? Where you come from?
This Vaughn, nigga, I'm from Detroit.
Talk to me, my guy.
Hey, man, I told y'all that was going to happen, man. Straight up, I told y'all. That O-line is the difference between the SWAC and everybody else. The offensive line. SWAC got everything but offensive line talent.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Southern's O-line plays better?
Better than who?
FAMs.
Yes.
I'll give you that too.
Yes. The offensive line will expose everything, brother. That defense couldn't do nothing because their D-line couldn't do nothing. That offensive line neutralized everything. That to me, that was the difference. And that's the difference between the SWAC and everybody else. That offensive line is a lot better outside of the SWAC than inside the SWAC. So to get a true test, you got to play teams in the FCS outside of the SWAC.
I agree.
So everything you preaching is right. For real, fam. All that was fraudulent because the SWAC has the worst offensive line in the FCS. That's like you might as well be playing a high school offensive line. That's how bad they are. For real, that's how bad they are. They that bad. You might as well be playing an offensive line of a high school team.
Yeah.
All that is just inflated. But other than that, man, you doing good work, my brother.
Hey, appreciate it, Vaughn. Thanks, man, for the call.
Yes, sir.
Hey, KJ, listen. Hey, KJ, you have never hit the nail hard. You have never hit that nail harder on the head than this one right here. I've never seen a school campaign for an ass whooping harder than FAMU. Oh, and let me show y'all something. Because listen, I keeps all receipts. So I want to be very clear. I keeps all receipts. Let me, let me see. Let me get to it. I'm gonna get to it. Because people be atting me on stupid stuff, right? People be atting me on stupid stuff. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. Let me share this screen real quick. Now, anybody who knows me knows I've never been on the Rashawn McKay bandwagon, right? So this is what the guy says. Let me blow this up. I'm going to zoom it in for y'all so y'all can see it even better. He says, I'm going to read it for y'all. He says, thank God, still on that number 17 doubt wagon, among other tomfoolery. Hey, they sell face paint at Hobby Lobby and Walmart. That didn't age well. That didn't age very well. Who else on that doubt bandwagon now? Who else on that doubt bandwagon now, my boy? I've been telling FAMU fans from Jump Street, all right, that Rashawn McKay is not that guy. The boy went 19 or 40, and I can't even blame him. I gotta blame Willie Simmons. Like that, like. How much do you have to be paid to understand that that's not your team? Your team is not Rashawn McKay efficient. It can't. Your team doesn't work with Rashawn McKay throwing 40 times. How? But once again, all I do is hey. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Script, man? This Pandy, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Talk to me.
Man, I'm going to just say this, dog. 9 carries for 38 yards.
That's Bishop Bonnet's stat line?
That was Bishop Bonnet's stat. 9 carries for 38 yards, bro. And look here, I'm not a rattler, you know what I'm saying? I'm an Aggie and everything like that, but I was really pulling for FAMU. And I'm like, bro, like, why did y'all got McKay out here trying to act like he Tom Brady? Like, my boy don't pass like that. And if I'm Bishop Bonnet, like, I hate to say it, but I'm speaking on all the coaches, bro, because y'all tried me my last game.
Hold them.
Like, y'all really tried me this is my last game going out. Jennings only had 1 carry for 1 yard, bro. Just last week, y'all was running through Bethune-Cookman. This team, Southeast Louisiana, last week they let a team score get 500 plus total yards on them, and they held y'all to 146.
Come on, man.
Because y'all went away from the run game, bro. Like, I don't know what Coach Simmons was thinking.
Like,
I just be totally hot and totally mad, man. Like if I was Bishop Bonner, I just be pissed, bro, because y'all really tried me. Y'all trying me like I'm like some scrub, bro. Like I've never saved y'all before.
He been saving them all year. He been
all year.
And the thing about it though, what makes it even worse is that the fans started believing in Rashawn, but it was never due to Rashawn because you're never asking him to do too much. You're asking him to throw it, 20 times, 25 times? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you're 17 to 25 for 260 and 2 touchdowns. Congratulations. What has Bishop Bonner got? 18 carries, 161 yards, 2 tubs, or 130 yards and 2. He done took half the game away from you because he done ran the yards.
Exactly.
And I never thought.
Exactly. And
go ahead. Finish your point.
No. I was always gonna say was that, and that's the reason why for me, I would have when I come to grading FAMU, I have to separate. I have to separate the defense from the offense. The offense definitely an F because of the fact that y'all went away, and then y'all started coming back at the very end. Y'all started using the tight end that nobody never heard of before. Y'all should have been using him if that was the case. Y'all was gonna do. But the thing is like again, y'all really just neglected Rashawn McCain. Like, I'm sorry, Bishop Bonner, like he was just some scrub.
Come on, man.
So that's the reason why I rate the offense an F. Now the defense, in my opinion, I just give them a C-.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say a C- is because of the fact that Southeast Louisiana scored 38 points, which is the average of what they would normally score in a regular game. So it ain't like they let Southeast Louisiana go way off of what they really did before. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be really pissed in the offense. Like it was like quick 3 and outs. And the screen passes wasn't working at all. I mean, for the little parts that we did see Bishop Bonner run, he was doing a fairly good job.
Yeah,
so
he was.
like, eventually that defense is going to get tired. Eventually you're going to eventually he's going to break for a good run.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I was really pulling up for him, man.
The thing that bothers me is that, listen, I've said it, and listen, I want to be very clear about this. No team other than this, it's only 2 teams, and it's only 2 teams in the SWAC that I trust in 3rd and longs. Or 3 teams, honestly. PV, Jackson State, and Alabama A&M. Because they got the best 3 quarterbacks, and they're an explosive offense. Any other team is not built for 3rd and longs. That's not your lane. That's not how you get down. What helps with being 3rd and short is that the defense has to worry about you running and passing. If you're 3rd and 9, they know you got to throw this Bama. You got to throw it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little, it just, to me, I just don't, like, Willie's going to have to explain to me on the coach's call on Monday what the hell you was thinking. Because if you shorten up this game, Southeast Louisiana might score 28 points on you. If you shorten up this game and you run the ball effectively, you know what I'm saying, even in flip field position or whatever, I would give them 28 points. I'll give them 28 points on you, easy. But you still lose, but I'll give them 28 points. It might be 28-7, 28-10, something like that. But for you to constantly try to play this keep-up game with Southeast Louisiana, that's not your lane. It's not. At all. And you've seen that they started pulling away from what they was normally doing when they got down really quick in the first quarter and it was 14-0. Yeah.
They quickly started switching it up and started going to all these deep balls and all these mid-level balls that McKay is not comfortable in, never been comfortable with doing at all.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, and that's the reason why I say I would have to grade FAMU separately with offense and defense. Again, defense gets a C- for me, offense gets an F for me. And the only reason why I'm saying the C- is because Marquise Bell made his name known in this game with the tackles. You know what I'm saying? He really did a good job with doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
I feel like, to be honest, I feel like he's the only one who came to play, him and the punter. The punter did a good job too. That's about it.
Yeah,
but outside of that, that's why I'm like, okay, is Bishop Bonnet hurt on the sidelines if we just don't know? What's wrong with Jennings? Like, is Jennings hurt? Because, like, I don't know what's going on with the run game. Like, why they abandoned it? Like, that's not the case. And then all of a sudden you see Bishop Bond at the end of the game, and they try to do like little sweet passes to him and everything. But I'm like, yo, it's too late now. It's too late. So, man, I appreciate the show, man. I appreciate everything you're doing, man. You know, I can't wait the next week. PV, man, I've been going back and forth with their fans all day, man. PV gonna get washed up by Jackson State. We all know that. They best wide receiver just got hurt at the end of the game.
Yeah,
against,
that's tough.
Mississippi Valley.
Yeah, that was tough.
I
appreciate the call.
I'm gonna say this though.
What's up?
I'm gonna say this though. Before I let you, I'm sorry, my fault. Before I say this, schedule Mississippi Valley for homecoming if you want to. Schedule them if you want to. You might get scrubbed up by them Valley boys.
That's real. That's real. Appreciate the call, boy. Appreciate the call. All right. Hey, David, talk to me.
What's up, man? I said, like we told you the other day, like you have to limit the Southeast Louisiana possessions. Very bad coach on Coach Simmons, man. You took the ball out the hands of your running back, of your star running back, and put it in the hands of a game manager. Mm-hmm. Like that, you know, that was like to some places that was like you losing your job. You know, just with doing something like that. But, like the guy said on the TV, like, man, you're gonna take your lump, but this is a learning experience. You got to build off of it. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do for next season? How are you gonna build off of this? How are you gonna limit, the mistakes that you made in the game, and how you gonna, make sure that you don't shrink when the time, when it's big time, when you got to play big boy football. You got to put your britches on, big boy britches on, bro. But there was a decent game, but the game that I kind of watched, I was at work, but I watched some of it on my phone, was the SFA Incarnate Word game. If you didn't catch that game, bro, that game was a good-ass game right there. And if you don't believe me, ask Blue. He'll tell you the whole thing about it.
I appreciate the call.
All right.
Yeah, listen. Let me say one thing about Marquise Bell, right? And I've never been a real fan of Marquise Bell. But what I tell you this is when your safety has 15 tackles, first of all, your D-line ain't doing what it's supposed to do. That's number one. And number two, he was all over the field today. Listen, this game made him some money. A lot of people lost money. Isaiah Land, boy, we still looking for you. We are still looking for you. Now, I don't know if it's Isaiah Island, because you damn sure was by yourself doing something you had no business doing because you weren't sacking the quarterback. All right? And I said it. You know what? I'm just tired of repeating myself. I really am. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty?
What's good? Talk to me.
Man, these Bama's out their head. They think FAMU fans ducking, bro. We're not ducking. We lost the game. Willie Simmons had a terrible game plan offensively. Defensively, I would say we did about on par with what every other school that they played did, because they've given up 40, 50 points a game. They put 40 or 50 points up a game against their competition that they played this year. People say all that want to say, I get it, but that was the same defensive line that wrecked the SWAC. That was the same offensive line that the SWAC ran on against the SWAC all year. It just shows where we're at as it relates to a conference. Yes, those stats are inflated. Can't take that from you. Totally inflated stats. I like the fact that we played the game. It shows us where we're at. We know what we got to recruit for. Willie Simmons need to go back and slap himself a couple of times for that offensive game plan because it was trash. And we need to recruit a quarterback for next year.
Sounds real logical to me. I mean, I can't agree with all those points. You know what I'm saying? Why? Somebody put in the comments, how much does Willie Simmons get paid? Because I'm being real, because if you're paying him $250,000 to give you that, like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Go ahead.
Jennings and Bonnet should have had at least 15 to 20 carries.
It should have started at 15. They both should have had at least 15 carries in this game. Easily.
Period. Easy. If it's not work, make them. We didn't make them show us that our running game wouldn't work.
Thank you. Great point.
We didn't make them show us, and I was upset because we didn't make them show us that we couldn't do what we do against them. We put it in the hands of a dude who's only started 2 seasons in his entire life at quarterback, and we put the game in his hands. That's crazy. He started 1 year in high school as a high school senior, and then this season. That was crazy. No excuse. Bad game plan. Now, for all these SWAT folks that's talking trash, man, whatever with y'all, man. I don't hear that. Bad game plan, because Southeastern Louisiana did this to any SWAT school because FAM had the #1 defense in the FCS playing y'all. That's factual. So if you don't think they would have put 38 points up against any other SWAC school, you sleeping, and you're just being a fan. You're not being logical. You're not being a football person. You're just being a fan. And I get it. Now, I took my L tonight because I always keep the same energy. I'm honest about mine. We took a big whooping today. And I'm good with it. I know what it is. You know, SWAT on notice. We about to run through y'all again next year. Hopefully, our coach does what he's supposed to do in the offseason, recruit what he needs to recruit, so that next year our offensive line, defensive line don't get dominated the way they did tonight.
Hey, appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna only address this one time, right? Somebody said, let me see. Listen, when people say this, you got to understand what Southeast Louisiana. This is the only thing. As much as they drop back, you give James Houston that many opportunities to come get you. I'll give you that. But the worst part of your team is your secondary. The best part of their team is their quarterback and wide receivers. It would have been a good matchup. I would have loved to seen it, but I still would have gave the edge to Southeast Louisiana because of the fact because of the quarterback they have. Y'all have okay. I'm gonna leave it at that. No, they don't. Not even close, bro. Not even close. They can't even win. Shut up. No. Okay. I'm moving on. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Not even close, bro. Hey, big dog. This is Quincy from Texas.
Talk to me, Q.
Hey, man. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Today was a reality check weekend for the SWAC in general. Man, my day started out by going to Prairie View A&M and seeing the Fighting Dancies just beat the shit out of Prairie View. Real talk, I left in the first quarter, and bruh, I mean, no shade to the Fighting Dancies, but dog, they got heart. And Prairie View, I don't know if you ever been to one of those teams where, you know, you win a few games, you now all of a sudden you're the man on campus, you get a few, female fans.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you good. That's Prairie View. And that's them. But man, then after that, I actually went to San Antonio to catch the SFA and Incarnate Word. Got there about the fourth quarter, and that fight, that defensive, that game right there, those are 2 playoff teams. And then after that, while looking at that hardcore, struggle that went in overtime, then after that, while watching the FAMU game, I'm like, man, the SWAC has a good trajectory going up, but they are not at the playoff, level just yet. Eventually SWAC will get to the point where it'll be like maybe about the third 3 or 4 teams will be playoff ready teams, but that's 3 to 4 years down the line, man. But that's all I got to say, man.
Hey,
thanks for taking my call.
Hey, no problem, Q. Listen, bro. You Jackson State fans are so funny. All the dick riders, all the alums, all the fans. Now, all the people who are real football aficionados, I get it, right? But it's the fandom for me. Because when I tell you Akil is better than Shedeur, you'll say something like, oh, he's a senior. He's supposed to be better than him. He's a freshman. Why are you comparing the two? People are saying Cole Kelly's better than Shedeur. No, that's not true. So make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. You can't have it both ways. Listen, Shedeur can't hold Cole Kelly's jockstrap. He can't. At this point right now, Cole Kelly will run circles 3 times around Shedeur. It is what it is. It just is what it is. Like, come on, like, did you, man, y'all Bamas, man, y'all just be coming up with anything. It just is amazing to me. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
All right, hold up, turn my volume down. All right. Oh man, that game made me so upset. But I'm gonna say this: if McKay I'll put it like this: McKay and some of the drop passes hurt big time. They missed some. They dropped some key passes that would have helped them. They could have stuck with the running game more, and maybe the game would have been different. Maybe. But I think at the end of the day, I'll tell you this: I bet you Simmons is going to be looking for another quarterback.
If he's not, he's smoking something.
He better be. He better be, because I say this: I believe if you put Akil or Shedeur behind that offensive line, they'll outperform better. They'll outperform him better, because them two actually make better decisions. Because McKay's decision making is always been shaky, especially when he get pressure on him. And I know a lot of these JSU fans, talking about what JSU would have did. All I'm gonna say is this, because this is the damn truth. None of us know. We could all have opinions about it, but none of us know how JSU would have did. But I think one thing JSU would have did, they would have did the thing that you said to do, blitz.
Well, that's their scheme. Like, so FAMU doesn't. That's not their scheme. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not.
They rarely do it all year. But this is why coaching is so prevalent. Like, you gotta have a coach that has nuts. Like, you gotta have a coach that got nuts. Like, if it works, it works. If it don't, we gonna try it. Like, we gonna try something. We not just gonna sit back and let this dude pick us apart. And in this game, that front 4 crap was not working for you. Savion came to play, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of them boys didn't. So you gotta start sitting in pressure. You gotta mix it up. Cole Kelly is too good for you to sit back, show him what you're doing, and then be like, oh, yeah, this is what we're going to run, and we hope our front 4 get there. But go ahead.
But you know what, though? When it comes to playoffs, you gotta have a couple of blitz packages in your back pocket. You gotta have some type of zone blitzes, man. Because if you watch teams when they get to the playoffs, some teams blitz more than they do the whole year. The whole year. They will blitz more than what they do the whole year, because the quarterback they're going against. Because you have an understanding of the quarterback you're going against, you're not going to let that quarterback sit back there. Because if you let Akil sit back there, you let Shedeur sit there, we already saw what Cole Kelly do when you let him sit back there. They're going to pick you apart. They're the type of quarterbacks that will pick you apart if you let them sit back there at halftime. So, this is the playoffs. You got to go for, you just got to throw it all in there. You got to throw it all out there, especially after they After they went up, after that fake field goal, they should have just said, "Hey, you know what? We got to blitz them."
I wouldn't have done it after the fake field goal. I would have done it. I would have done it as the game. Listen. The fake field goal was just man. That's just a hell of a play call, man. Like when you like nobody in the SWAC would have ever done that. I don't give a damn who you. I don't care what coach you're talking about. No coach would have done that. Maybe Maynard, maybe 5%. 5% Maynard would have, and I'm giving him like a very small percentage that he'll do something like that.
You forgot about Gamble, because Gamble used to do onside kicks now.
Nah, he wouldn't have done a fake field goal. Nah, I can't give him that. But I just think once it was 21, I think you should have started bringing the blitz a little bit more, like 14, 21, because now you got to be aggressive to get the ball back. You got to be aggressive to get stops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling you to blitz every down, but you got to mix it up. And for that, I hate stubborn coaches. That bothers me to the 10th degree, is that we got here like this, we're going to do this. Like, no, like you got to switch it up. Now, I do like a coach that says, hey, we're going to go down doing what we do well. Okay, I get it, but you still got to mix it up. You can't, if they're continuously beating you, it's all about adjustments, and I don't think FAMU did any adjusting at all in the whole game.
I'll put it like this, man. Some of you got to put it on. You got to look at some of the plays that happened throughout the game, when they had opportunities. The drop passes was big, man.
Okay.
When it was down 7-0.
They weren't down. No, wait. That's not how it happened. In the beginning, it was 0-0 and they had drop passes.
Yeah.
It was 0-0. They dropped passes. They punt. They scored more drop passes. So it was throughout the series. So I get you, but they shouldn't have been throwing the ball that much. That's what everybody like. I don't care that you're like, oh, it would have worked if he caught it. No, you should have been running the damn ball anyway.
But in hindsight, you could always, if he caught the ball, then everybody been like, that's the right call. Because you got to look at the ball hit the receiver in the hand.
I don't feel it was the right call. I don't. Anytime McKay has the ball in his hand, listen, I don't like Rashawn McKay's game. He's not that guy. So I'm not going to continually put the ball in his hand. I don't care if you hit Xavier Smith in the hands. You're not going to win the game for me. My running game is going to win the game for me. I shouldn't even have you doing passes on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9, because it should be 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3.
Now, look, I agree with that. I agree with what you say. They should have they should have ran the ball more. But if you look at, because always in hindsight, people can say, now, if Xavier Smith caught all them passes, now we're talking about a different game, right?
We don't know that.
If you
we don't know
about
that.
A different game.
We don't know that.
We still got to run the ball.
Go ahead.
Huh?
I said we don't know that, because they could have stalled out at any point in time. He could have stalled out at any. They could have stalled out at any point in time. We don't know that. So if they would have ran the ball 20 times, we don't know if it would have worked. If if Xavier would have caught the ball all the time, we don't know if it would have worked. So it's all hypothetical at the end of the day. But go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. Everything hypothetical, but it is that it hit the receiver. I know you don't want McKay, like the ball. The game in McKay's hand, but if the ball hit the receiver right in the hand, you can't put that on McKay right there. Now you can put some of the decision making on McKay, but the receivers, you got to put it on the receivers too.
Did I not say Xavier did not show up? I think I could have sworn I said Xavier didn't show up. So that's me putting it on Xavier. He didn't show up.
Yeah. Well, I missed the earlier part of your show, so you probably said that earlier in the show. But because I was sitting there watching ESPN Plus, bro. I was just watching the game, man. I just couldn't believe Xavier couldn't catch a pass, man.
It wasn't his night. It wasn't his night.
Man, I was like shocked by it though. I was like, these balls normally hit his hands, he catch it. He don't have dropsies. I ain't seen him have dropsies like that before.
It just wasn't your night.
Yeah, I guess it'd be like that sometime, huh?
Yeah, it be. Hey, appreciate the call, Coach Green.
Hey, last thing though. So DJ Marquise Bell showed up.
Oh yeah, he got 15 tackles. I mean, you got 15 tackles because nobody else doing their job but you. So I mean, he showed up. He made money. He definitely made money off this game.
Yeah, it helped his draft stock probably.
Oh, most definitely. This definitely helped his draft stock.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
Let me get to. What's up, Mr. Campbell? Talk to me.
Scotty. I watched my coach, not coach, tonight. So you know what I had to do? We had to pull out that book, Scotty. We had to pull out that book. We had to pull out that Old Testament because I couldn't figure out what was going on with Coach Simmons. But there was a song from the prophets from Ohio, the OJs. And they had 2 verses that talked about this. Your body is here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. Because Willie's body clearly was not in Hammond, Louisiana. And his mind clearly was still in Tallahassee. There's no doubt about it. Clearly he was messing me around because his mind was on the other side of town. There's no doubt. Willie told me he had straightened out his life. He said, Mr. Campbell, I'm not going to pass that ball. I done straightened out my life. We're going to run the ball. We agreed to try it one more time. It would be my job to work and protect you. I was going to protect him on this show. I had his back. But you know what he did? His mind was on the other side of town. That's what it was. So see, I tried to defend him. But I had to go to the good book of the OJs. The OJ told me, because I saw it early. And the good book of the OJs told me, your coach is not here. He ain't here, Scotty. Because how in the hell, and I'm going to say this to everybody that knows football. I have a good friend, I told you, Kevin Smith, that played on the Cowboys. That's how I kind of know Deion. That's one of my boys. And I would ask him, why would y'all run the ball so much with Emmett when you could really open that thing up? He said, man, because that's what we do. You got to run the ball. I don't give a damn if they stop it. Because what Willie should have said, we're going to run the damn ball until they stop it. But you know what happened? He looked at that game tape, and I did the same thing. And see, this is what happened with fool's gold. And this happens in basketball a lot of times. You know, you have teams that run up and down the court, and you want to run with them because you think you're getting easy baskets, and they just setting your ass up for the fourth quarter. Willie looked at that game tape and saw how soft Southeast Louisiana's defensive backs were. So he reverted back to what he really wanted to do and throw the ball. And they sucked him right into it. You cannot have Bishop Bonnet with only 9 carries. And Jennings only had 1. You can't do that. That is crazy. And I'm going to tell you something about Isaiah Land. I don't know what he needs to do, but he don't need to show nobody that game film today. Because I'm going to tell you who did get their draft position higher. Goddamn number 74, that was the offensive tackle that was putting his ass in the dirt every goddamn play. That boy was playing so damn good. I thought that was Brian McKinney from the goddamn Miami Hurricanes. He was putting that boy in the dirt so bad. So I'm sitting up here not understanding why did we go from a simple game plan that you have been running. It made no sense. So you come in here, you get blown out. But let me just tell people this. FAMU is not going to fall and cry over spilled milk. We take our ass whoopings because we got our ass whooped. And we got our ass whooped bad by a 6'7" cat whose insurance dropped like a month ago. That boy 24 years old and showed it. He was composed. We couldn't speed him up. And he threw him past. Hell, the goddamn backup quarterback came in. Shit, man, we need to get him in the transfer portal.
Yeah, Cephas. Yeah.
So, you know, so again, I have said this 1,001 times. I've seen this playoff shit happen year in and year out. That's why the SWAC is on 19 in the playoffs and everybody else is like that. You get in these games, it's another level. And until we cause to be the boss like Jackson State is doing, I give them credit, which FAMU said they're going to do, because you can't play these teams and don't have a training table. You cannot play these teams and not sit down with these players and go over the plays over and over and over again. You can't do that. You're not prepared. So I'm not going to get into who got more money, who got less. This right here is on FAMU. This ain't got nothing to do with facilities. This ain't a facilities argument. This was that we got out-coached and Willie got away from his game plan for whatever the reason. And you just can't do that in this game, because if he would have ran that ball, and I'm talking about if it would have been brick wall, still running, because you know what Bishop Monty can do? He can get stopped 3 times and be like Barry Sanders and go 80 yards on the 4th time.
Easy.
And that was the thing you could kind of see on the 9 carries he got. 2 of them, he was like, oh, I'm almost out of this joint. You got to give him the ball. And let's just talk about these 2 blown. The first fake field goal, okay, I'm going to give you that. But that punt, you cannot allow that to happen. You're not going to block the punt. Be in protect defense. Let your guy get a chance to catch the ball. You're not going to block it.
Mm-hmm.
That is coaching. They saw something on tape.
Mm-hmm.
Southeast Louisiana saw something on tape and said, we can run this play twice in both formations. That's good coaching. That's just plain and simple. That's just good coaching. So, I'm disappointed. We took that ass whooping, but we're not going to be scared to take an ass whooping. The only way you're going to get better is to take an ass whooping. Because I'm going to tell you the 2 things that FAMU know. We got to get a quarterback, and we got to get much better on the offensive line. And not even the defense, on our offensive side of the ball. Because that boy Cole, a wall stand in front of him.
Man, that pocket looks so good.
It was crazy.
Man.
But if you look at it, it had 4 of their 5 players were all conference players. 4 of their 5 linemen are all conference players.
I think and Blue said, I don't know if it's the left. Yeah, it's the left tackle that's an All-American. The one you talking about, 74.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the one that put it laying in the dirt.
Yeah.
It makes sense. The boy was looking like Brian McKinney. It was ridiculous. So, man, hey, like I say, we saw what happened. We can't, but I'm going to say this to everybody. We got to play in the playoffs. It's an opportunity. Now, if I was FAMU, of course, like I told you, I wanted to go to the Celebration Bowl. Because I'd rather end on a winning season than this shit that happened here. Honestly. Because you can talk more shit. But we played, we lost, we come back next year. So, hey, man, I appreciate the stream. I sent a lot of people got to watch the game through you. That was great, as always. But just to the folks, FAMU folks ain't scared. So y'all call and talk all your shit. We still going to be talking shit. That's what we do. We're always going to do it. All right, man, I'm out.
I appreciate Ms. Gamble. Hey, let me say this. I got to go back to CFL's comment because this don't make no sense. Said Cole Kelly is a whole draft prospect with a collegiate resume, although he's better than Shador. Now, I think something's this compared to the upperclassmen quarter. I think it says something that he's even compared to these upperclassmen quarterbacks. Listen, man. This is what Jackson State has done. Jackson State, Dion did this, right? He was like, what school can I go to? Which was Jackson State. Okay, cool. They're in the Pop Warner League. It's the Pop Warner Association. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be the best Pop Warner team. That's literally what Jackson State is. That is literally all Jackson State is. Out of all the Pop Warner teams in the SWAC, right? You get all the talent on one team. You influx that team with a whole bunch of talent, with all this stuff, transfers, portals, and everything like that. And then you say, okay, we're better than everybody now. That's it. I want you to take that same squad. I want you to take that same SWAC squad and go to other conferences and have that same energy. That's all I'm saying. You don't schedule anybody. You don't play anybody. Jackson State has never seen a top offense. Jackson State has not played a top 10 offensive team all year. You haven't seen a top 3 quarterback all year. You've seen Jawan Pass, Akil Glass, and that's it. That's it. Those are the only quarterbacks you've really seen all year. So all I'm saying is this. Take that inflated Pop Warner team that you have, Take it to the Southland. Play somebody in the Southland. Play somebody in WAC. Go play somebody in Ohio. Go play Kennesaw State in the Big South. Then let me see if that inflated Pop Warner team that you have is as good as you think it is. And if it is, then you'll shut me up. But that's literally what you've been doing. You just, man, come on, man. Y'all be killing me, man. Y'all be killing me, bro. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Rocky? Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, hold on. Let me turn my damn TV off. We'll go in another. I was going another room. Shit. But what I wanted to say, Scott, is you have a point, right? Is that Deion is the best Pop Warner team in the SWAC, right? But you also got to understand, Scotty, that SWAC football has never, ever tried to be on the level of other FCS programs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't. So here's something I learned this year, right? That up until recently, the SWAC schools offered less scholarships than the rest of the FCS schools.
That's not true. Now, Valley does, but the rest of the schools don't. So the rest of all the other schools have 65 scholarships. Valley gets theirs cut in half.
Okay. So even with that being said, even with Valley not having, you got to understand, and they've been competitive and beat some of the schools, right? That in and of itself lets you know that there are schools in the SWAC that are not as competitive as they should be, considering you have 10 more players than Valley.
That's fair.
You should be much better than Valley. If you got 10 more D1 players than Valley, you shouldn't have a problem beating Valley. What happened in Prairie View today shouldn't happen if you got 10 more scholarships than Valley. Period. If you a top tier FCS program, which teams in the SWAC are not. I think Deion has put them on notice to where this is the standard, and if y'all don't raise y'all bar, y'all never gonna win the SWAC again as long as I'm here. Because just think about this. Just think about this, Scotty. I don't know exactly what Jackson State's record was last year. It was 3 and something or 4 and something.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 and 6, 4 and 7.
They didn't lose a game this year in the SWAC. That happens in no other conference in this world.
That big of a transformation. Yeah.
I'm talking about they go undefeated, Scotty. That doesn't happen in any other conference. You take a bottom tier team, bring in a new coach with a new staff, and they go from one of the worst schools to the very best schools and become the elite flagship program in the conference. That doesn't happen anywhere else. And so that should let you know, all SWAC fans, all SWAC people, where the SWAC really is. When one man with one program can get back, tilt the
scale.
Tilt the scale.
Yeah,
tilt the scale in his favor in 1 year. 1 year, and to me, this was the hardest year to do it, right? Because you had a chance to keep all your players from the previous year. You didn't even have to cut nobody or let any good players go because you could bring them back for another year. So at the end of the year, this lets everybody know where the SWAC is, and if y'all don't raise y'all game, you're gonna be watching Jackson State ass the rest of again next year, because there's no indication that Jackson State is gonna be they're gonna be just better next year. Wouldn't you say, Scott? Wouldn't you say they're gonna be even better than they are this year?
Yeah, I mean, you got a whole year in the system. You know what I'm saying? You bring in new players in, you reload. Yeah, I don't see why not.
And here's another thing, right? And I get off the phone. But at the end of the day, when Shador can walk out of high school and become one of the best quarterbacks in the SWAC, What does that tell you about SWAC quarterback? And I'm done.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, what's up, Rattler? Yeah, what's up, Rattler?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
What's happening?
What's up?
I ain't running from it, baby.
I
ain't
see you
running
ain't.
from it.
Appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First, I want to thank all of the SWAC, other teams that came out and were, a part of the family, the Rattler FAMU League for a day. And, I mean, we got a lot of support from a lot of different people I've been arguing with, since June. But when it came down to it, a lot of them, I mean, you might as well just say the majority of them came and at least tried to support us. Just by giving us a like or, saying, hey, I'm with the Rattlers, I'm pulling for y'all or whatever. So that was awesome. And, we could focus on the negative, but the bottom line is, hey, we got support from the SWAC and we appreciate it. Coming back, I mean, just bottom line, man, they were a better team than us, I mean, we could say what we want to say, but that's what it looked like to me. Somebody else might have a different opinion, but to me, that's what it looked like. But two, the main thing is, okay, we were in there, now we know what to do. It's a process, right? You don't wake up and, just start going from crawling to running. It's the process. So now we understand the assignment, and hey, we know what we need to get better. So,
that's real.
And I'm certain we'll be doing that. Some things we could have changed, some things we could have done better. But the bottom line is, I think, we came out and gave it our best shot, and it didn't work this time. Look, we shall be back. We shall be back. Hey, Thanos didn't make it happen on the first time. He kept fighting.
Did you say Thanos?
Until he got all them rings.
Oh, man.
So I mean,
I said, oh man, that's funny. I can't believe you just put Thanos in here.
Yeah, but that's hey man, I'm happy with the season. I'm happy with the team. I support the team. I mean, hell, I sat in the stands. We were 1-10, so I was there every game I could make. I would have made it to the game today if I wasn't on the West Coast. But I'm sitting here with my orange and green on at the airport and proud of it.
Yeah,
and I've seen other Rattlers since I've been here.
I hope you probably got like a little a SAG convention, little counseling session. You okay? I'm okay, man. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It was a tough one. It was a tough one.
Once again, hey, we didn't know what it was gonna be, going in. Just like our first playoff game with Billy Joe. We didn't know what it was gonna be, but hey, we represented pretty well and did a good job, and then we built from there, So we're gonna build from here. We're gonna keep it moving.
We shall see.
But once again, I just want to thank you guys, you, Blue, and even though at the beginning y'all said we weren't even gonna make the playoffs, but hey, we made it, and we saw what it was. We put our toe in the water, and next time we'll bring it. We'll be back. So we ready. Ain't nobody disappointed. Ain't nobody. Oh, okay, that's a lie. I'm always disappointed in the Raptors. We ready to move on and start building and recruiting for next year.
Yeah, you might want to start with sending your coach to some coaching clinics. That's just about. I think you guys as a alumni base, I would think y'all would send him to like some type of Nick Saban coaching clinic or something. Just investing in him. Since he's going to be our coach for the long term, just send him, to invest, in his coaching, because man.
Okay, we welcome feedback.
Yeah. I'm here for y'all. I'm here for y'all.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We know you have nothing but FAMU best interest at heart.
Yeah. You know, I want to see y'all do well, man. I want to see y'all grow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no. That's part of the process. I told you back in June that we were going to bring the sweat to the playoffs. You know, I just didn't know it was going to be. I didn't know we were going to do it this quickly. But hey, you know, it's a process, and hopefully next year there'll be more teams. You know, make the playoffs, and we'll be ready. And choose the better the SWAC is, right? As a whole, the better we'll be, and the better the other people in the SWAC will be. That's why I wasn't crazy about Texas Southern pick, but hey, they might surprise me. That's why I'm invested in Grambling and Southern head coach. You know, because hell, if they're down and we up, we just beating the best of the chump.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, we appreciate the call. Gotta let you go.
Hey man, always enjoy it.
Appreciate
enjoy
it.
the show, man.
Thanks, man. Black Gokin. Listen, I need you to stick to anime, my boy. This got to be the dumbest statement somebody said all night. Man, Nick Saban's no genius. Don't give him much credit. It's not like Alabama was scrubs before he showed up. Do you? I'm gonna need you to sit this one out. All right. I'm gonna need you to sit this one out. I don't know what you drinking. I don't know what you drinking. I don't know what you smoking. I don't know where you from, but you really need to go do your research before you come. Just go watch some anime. All right. Go watch some Naruto. You know, I don't care. Listen, Inuyasha, just go watch some anime. Don't talk about football anymore. Don't talk about football anymore. You're done. You're done, son. You're done. You're done. Just go. Just do something in anime. I don't care what it is. Just do something. Hey, what's up, T? Talk to me.
God, you being real fucking disrespectful. Real disrespectful. Real fucking disrespectful.
Oh, shucks.
First of all, first of all, there's only 6 teams in the Southland Conference.
Only 6.
And they already get an automatic bid.
Automatic.
Automatically. They already get one in.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that,
mm-hmm.
SWAC teams have competed against some of these different football teams.
Mm-hmm.
You over here talking about we need to play them.
Mm-hmm.
Prairie View played Houston Baptist,
mm-hmm.
who is 0-11,
mm-hmm.
and Prairie View beat them.
Oh, congratulations.
Alcorn.
Okay.
No, because you're talking shit about
I'm just saying congratulations.
Alcorn
played
against Northwestern State football,
mm-hmm.
and we beat them
mm-hmm.
as in the SWAC.
You're right.
Southern University only lost to McNeese by 7. So it's not like they're not getting scheduled and they're not playing these games. And you have to understand we have 12 teams in our conference.
That's
our
right.
conference is way more competitive. And then you said something about Deion Sanders went to a conference that was, I don't know what you call them, popcorn something.
Pop Warner.
Like
Pop Warner.
Pop Warner?
Yeah.
Okay, HBU is 0-11. Northwestern State, 3-8. McNeese, 4-7. Nichols, 6-5. And these are the overall what they have. And then you have Southeastern with 9-3. And then I guess that Incarnate Word with 10-2.
Mm-hmm.
They have, we could say that the people in their conference are Pop Warner. Like,
Pop
you're just
Warner
being
was Pop
so
Warner.
fucking disrespectful. Whatever argument that you try to make about Deion Sanders, the same could be said about Southeastern Louisiana's conference.
Okay.
Like, you just being real fucking disrespectful. And another thing, black colleges do not need to go to the FCS to get exposure to that. We don't need that. We really don't. If you really want to be honest about it, that has nothing to do with it. The exposure, the Celebration Bowl, I turned it on NBC Sports That's a premium network. And I watched, what was it? The Grambling game today.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the Pop Warner Classic.
That's it doesn't matter what type of classic it is.
No, I was just saying, like, that's what you're talking about.
It was on primetime TV, and they got the exposure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand why you're talking so much shit about. And then why are you bringing Jackson State in this? Come on, bro. And why the fuck are you talking shit about Shador as a freshman who's throwing at 68%, and versus Kelly, who's 24 years old and transferred from a Power 5
going at 74%
to play at one of these Pop Warner schools that you keep talking about. He's 24 years old and he's throwing at 74%. But when I looked up his stats, his freshman year, do you know what he was throwing? His completion rate was 57.6.
You when he was at Arkansas?
It doesn't matter where it was. His completion rate was 57.6.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
And in 2018, his completion rate was 52.2.
You're right. You know, it doesn't matter where he was playing at. No,
as a freshman.
You're right. No,
I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying you're right.
About Shador as a freshman. So I'm saying as a freshman, Shador is competing at a higher level than Cole Kelly was.
Absolutely. In the Pop Warner League. But go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
And then that's my thing. Like, if it's a Pop Warner League, why you be putting so much energy into it?
Because that's what y'all want me to cover. Y'all said y'all want me to cover it.
Who is y'all? You came in here like, let me cover HBCU football, but then it's like you always have something negative to say about them.
Am I not allowed to?
And you be because you be moving the goalposts.
How
like
so?
When you first started, I was Akil Glass. Shador not better than Akil. Shador not better than Akil. Then it was, Akil got his ass whooped and there was only 2 touchdowns. Then all of a sudden it was, well, if Akil had the team that Jackson State had, it's like, bro.
So
stop moving the fucking goalpost.
Is it okay? So is it moving the goalpost or is it bringing up?
No,
situations?
you move the goalpost. It's like anybody but Shador Sanders. Anybody but, or I'm gonna give one of the players on the team credit, but everybody else is trash. Like,
so
we go through this
can I ask you a question?
Every fucking week.
Well, I mean, you kind of go through it. I really I'm just here.
I can guarantee you if you start covering Southland Conference, you ain't gonna get no views. So stop hating on HBCU football and be respectful.
Who's hating? Who's hating on HBCU? Okay, first of all, you ain't got to watch this show, right? If I'm hating, you ain't got to watch. Damn, why you gotta hang up though, bro? That's so petty. Like, why you gotta hang up? Like, I don't get it. Like, we were having a conversation. Why you gotta hang up? I don't get it. Oh, man. Listen, you know, T, like, I love that you call in, and I kind of feel that you're single because I don't think we'll really date you. Because you don't really want to listen. And then when I try to respond, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm trying to be respectful. I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning, I got conscious committee people, in my ear, and they're like, hey, Scotty, you can't talk to women like that. It's a Me Too movement out here. And I'm like, damn, you're right. I gotta calm it down because I don't want to get canceled for me talking to the lady sideways. You know what I'm saying? But I could kind of see that you ain't got no man because, you be doing a lot of you don't really be doing a lot of listening. And I would just hope that, you would listen so we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. You say what you say, you dip out. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. You know what I'm saying? It's all gravy. I mean, listen, you ain't got to watch. You really don't got to watch. If you feel that I'm hating, you really ain't gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's giving you no dick though. If I'm being honest, you just need some dick. Like just you really just need some dick and just relax. Like it's not that serious. But okay, well, listen, to each his own. I'm gonna leave it at that.
What's that?
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, yeah.
Scotty, you wildin'. But I had a little interesting conversation in the comments that I just want you to weigh in on real quick. Do you see any difference from Jackson State now from when they played ULM? Are they doing anything different? Anything better?
Yeah,
is this a different team?
Yeah, it's a different team. It's a different team. I mean, Jackson State is a different team.
What is that? So if they played ULM right now, you think they win?
I do. I think Jackson State's more comfortable in who they are. You know what I'm saying? So
I think
from what they did like earlier in the season, like to not knowing what they would do and all this stuff like that, like going forward, they're more comfortable in who they are. So I think they will be more fine of what it was.
They still have the same problems that they had in that game. They still have no offensive line. They still can't run the ball. And if the receivers don't show up, and if Shador doesn't play for the first 2 quarters, I still wouldn't give him that game now. I just can't do it.
But I think that at the end of the day, I mean, it was 7-12 and they didn't know who they were. It was
7-12 and you didn't know who you were. You gotta. First of all, that game was Deion's fault because again, coaching. It's just coaching. That game, they should have won that game. But anyway, like I can't give that to them because like you didn't know who you were, and it took you half the season to figure out who you are. Good teams don't take half the season to know what you got to do.
But when you listen, if I'm being honest, to me that game was honestly the game that I was like, yo, Shador is like that. Like I said Shador was like that because of his grit, not because of what he was doing on the field. He wasn't making the throws, he threw a pick and all that type of stuff. But his grit to win was like, damn, like he was really there. But I mean, but I don't want to talk about that. We on the FAMU post game. You got me off topic. So what do you want to talk about?
I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Yo, these comments just got me going crazy, man. Because these people are fucking crazy. They're crazy.
That's how the chat. That's how the chat is, man. That's how the chat is. But hey, man, appreciate the call though.
I appreciate you.
No, anytime. Hey, listen. Let me say something. To y'all, right? Listen. Y'all really don't know who y'all talking to, right? For all the people like, oh, Scotty, you took it too far. Like, okay, where I didn't call in and say, Scotty, you fucking disrespectful. I didn't say that to myself. I didn't say that to myself. I didn't call in. I didn't call in and say, oh, Scotty, you real fucking disrespectful. You fucking this, you fucking that. Like, I didn't say that to her. I just sat back and took it. So for me to say like you need some dick, it's like, yeah, you need some dick and relax. Like, listen. Once again, guys, like I like you got to understand where like I don't care. Like at the end of the day, if you stay or you go, that's what it is. I'm gonna speak my mind at the end of the day. I let y'all speak y'all mind. Y'all call in and say whatever y'all want to say to me, right? I respond. I do all that. It is what it is. If you can't, if you can dish it and you can't take it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't cuss at her. I didn't cuss at. Listen, you can say whatever you want, Israel Carey. Once again, you've been blocked before. You can leave again. It's nothing for me. It's nothing. Like, what do you? I don't know, bro. Like, so listen. At the end of the day, however you listen, the rule of this channel, babe. What's the rule of this channel? However you bring it is how I'm giving it back to you. Go to my about page. Go to my about page, right, and read the rules. Read the rules. However you bring it is how I'm giving it back to you. That's all. That's been my number one rule of this channel. You either can rock with it or you can't. If it's something you can't, you can take your money, You can take whatever you donate to this channel and you can move your happy ass on. There's plenty of other channels you can go watch. All right, go support my boy Blue. Go support Swag Buzz if you want to hear Jackson State everything. Go support CFL if you want to hear Jackson State and how great they are. You have all those other channels, all right? So Coach Walker, you have all those other channels. Coach Walker, all about positive energy. He all about positive energy. Oh, positive. He's all about that. Take that over there. That's not how I get down over here. However you bring it is how I'm giving it back to you. And she's lucky that I ain't give it to her on the phone because listen, I'm actually mad chill or something. Like me and Coach Green get into it because, we be yelling and stuff like that, but, whatever. But I let y'all call in and do whatever y'all do. I let y'all call in and do whatever y'all want to do. All right? So don't have, hey, Israel Carey, watch how this works, bro. Hey, Israel Carey. Everybody say bye to Israel Carey. Now you back on my block list, my dude. Now you're back because you're not reading the rules. You're not reading the rules, Israel Carey. The rules, number one rule is however you bring it is how I'm giving it back to you. I'm Captain Petty, Sergeant Smoke. What do you think that shit? You think I say that shit for no reason? You think I say that shit for no reason? Come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, what do you like? Stop playing with me, man. Listen, once again, Israel, you're 60. So that might be something you on. But don't tell me what I can and can't say on my channel. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. All right? So, once again, everybody tell Israel Carey bye. Since he has a problem with how I talk about it, don't come back, Israel, and I'll help you out. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. Listen, guys, I'm not here to beg for nobody's views. I'm not here to beg. I don't beg for no views. I don't beg. You either come because you like what I'm doing or you don't. It is what it is. And you can take your happy ass on anywhere you want. We talk football, we talk shit, we talk noise. Mr. Campbell always I got people calling and say, yo, I can't talk like this anywhere else. Where else can you go that lets you? Where else could Timona go and call in and say, yo, what the fuck, Scott? Yo, you so fucking disrespectful. And then when I respond and give her the same energy, now I'm the bad guy. Come on, man. Miss me with all that, bro. Hey, calling you live. Talk to me.
Hello, how you doing, Scotty?
What's up? Talk to me.
Hey, this is Darrell from California. Hey, first off, I want to say, man, I love your show. Also love your analysis. I watched the game, man, getting back to the Florida A&M game.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And honestly, it just showed because I come from watching the Pac-12 like everybody else. It just shows what we already knew is that SWAC schools aren't really ready to compete outside of SWAC like that for some real championships.
Yeah.
And so I was watching a show for a second ago. I'm kind of backed up watching. I think Timona called in on you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look, the only thing I disagree in that situation is that you should have gave it to like you give to everybody else. Man or woman, if they come with disrespect, you got to give it back to them because that was just too much. Come on somebody's line, disrespect you, cussing you out like that. But to get back to the topic at hand, though, real talk, I feel like FAMU, like we knew what was going to happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that they were handled. Southeast handled them easily. Now, at no point in the game were they like, oh, damn, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to, like, stop their game plan, whatever. Like, they knew what they needed to do and they shut them down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like that was just a representation of the SWAC. And I feel like besides Jackson State, which is they knew the upcoming and whatnot, or not new, but Deion Sanders, the new head coach, he's upcoming with them. Like, he's really laying the blueprint now for them to actually go out, find some talent, and actually, step it up and not just settle for mediocre stuff. Like, I hear too many fans so happy about just winning the SWAC. They're going to the Celebration Bowl. Like, you got one more. And that's it. That's just my 2 cents.
Hey, no, you good, man. Appreciate the call.
All right. So.
Hey, what's up, Coach Green? Talk to me.
All right. Oh, shoot. Where's my remote? Turn this volume down on the TV so you don't be all in. Oh, there you go. Here we go. I'm good now.
All right.
What's up, man?
Talk to me.
Hey. Hey, you took away that one caller point you were going to try to make, so you kind of shot him down when you brought up the ULM.
Yeah.
So you kind of took away whatever he was trying to do, because I knew what he was trying to do. And I called back because we kind of, because that's the thing I was afraid of when FAMU lost was they're gonna have all these people that come in and start shitting on SWAC because it's one game, and all of a sudden the SWAC is weak, but you know Southland is not as strong either. The Southland not that strong either, but Southeastern is a great team. Southeastern is a really great team, but some of your callers just shitting on SWAC for no reason. And, you know, I hate the fact that Mona hung up on you, but I like it was a small few points that I liked when she compared some of the Southland teams, when she was talking about that. And then some of the teams, people got to understand, y'all thinking all the SWAC teams don't play outside the conference. Some of the teams do. Prairie View, they're going to be doing it again next year. They play outside the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Southern does it. Grambling going to be doing it next year. Southern always been doing it. Jack State don't have their schedule out yet, so hopefully they do it, you know, under the new coach. Who else?
Okay, let's go.
Alcorn does it. Alcorn does it too.
I want to get back to this Southland, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Your second best team in your conference just got 38-14. What are we talking about? like, are y'all like, come on, man? Like, the second best team.
Hold up. Something you said a long time ago now. You said this a long time ago, and, you know, you got to stay on point with it. You say styles make fight, don't you? Have you always said that?
Have
you always said that? Styles make
I'm
fight.
gonna answer yes, I've said it. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your point. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your point.
Dude, they put the game in the quarterback hands, and you saw what happened. The defense did what they had to do.
That's not the style.
They didn't have no help offensively.
I'm loving it. That's not a style. That's a coaching decision. That's not a style. Styles make fights.
I understand that.
Nope. Let me finish. You brought it up, so I'm gonna hit you on the head with it. Right? Your FAMU is a defensive team. Southeastern is an offensive team. That's a style that makes a perfect fight. Everybody said this is the game that FAMU wants because it fits the style of play that they do. Now, back to you. Please answer. Now you just got 38-14 put on you, and it was a style fight, right? So it was your style it was your fight to win, and it was a style that fits your defense. So make that make sense to me.
Dude, you already know who the quarterback is, bro. And I told you when we talked about this game, I told you the only person I don't trust is McKay. The only person I don't trust was McKay.
That is not a style. You can't listen.
Look, I know that point.
You brought it up.
I just wanted to throw that out there. You always say that. But I just threw it out there. I wasn't putting that about defense and offense. You know, I understand that. But you also got to break the game down off to what they did on offense. It was what they did on offense that cost them the game. Come on now. You got to be truthful about that part. The offense cost them the game.
Sir, once again, they got ran out the gym. Exactly. Your second best team in the SWAC got ran out the gym. Carnet Word beat your third best team 41 to whatever. I think it was like 9. So what? So how can't the what?
Hold up. Was it this same Southeastern team in a shootout with McNeese State that beat Southern by 7 points?
In their own conference.
If you're gonna go that route, we can go that route.
In their own, bro.
We can go that route.
Coach Green,
go that route.
You're not making any sense, my boy. You're not.
No, you just put out the two teams that got blowed out.
And
but
Southern lost.
Southern lost by 7 points.
Sir.
To the same McNeese team that went on a shootout with Southeastern.
You're not.
Now you make it make sense.
Coach Green, you're not making any sense. You're proving my point.
No, you're
not proving my
I'm not
point.
making sense, but you just put that out there.
You're proving my point. You're saying McNeese beat Southern, right? And McNeese took its own conference. They lost. I don't give a damn how much they lost by. They lost. And
come on now,
they played their own conference and they made it competitive. Like, what are we talking about? Like, so McNeese is still better than the SWAC, and then they go back in their own conference and they're competitive against top level teams that are blowing your teams out. What are you talking about?
Dude. They only 2 teams in our conference got blown out by anybody in the Southland Conference. If you want to sit there and put that out there, only 2 teams. 2 teams.
Your 2 best teams.
And there's 12 teams in the conference. There's 12 teams in the conference. Come on now.
Your 2 best teams. Your 2 best teams. Your 2 best teams. PV and FAMU got ran out the gym.
Dude. Come on, man.
Coach Green, you're not answering the question. Did it happen? Your 2 best teams got ran out the gym against the Southland Conference. That's a yes or no question. It's just that simple.
Dude, you know the answer to that. You know the answer to that. And you know it's true. But
there's no but. What's a but?
Dude, it is a but. It is a but. It is a but. Because how would you anybody else play? How would you know? How would they play against Southern? You don't know. We don't know. We'll never know how JSU would have done against Southern. We never would know because they have not played. So you sitting there talking about, well, Prairie View, they beat Prairie View early in the season. But when Prairie View got hot, they probably would have played different. They would have played again.
Thank you.
You never know.
You're right, Coach Green. You're absolutely right.
You never know. Come on now.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep. You're right. My fault. That's on me.
That's
now
on me. Being condescending about when you do that. Now you're being condescending.
You're right because you're not. Yeah, you're right.
You can't put that on me.
You're right. No, you're right.
You don't got. Hey, you don't got to say I'm right to be funny though. You don't got to say that. If you don't agree with what I said, just say you don't agree.
No, you're right.
Just don't do that. Don't do that to me. Just say you don't agree. Don't sit there and just say that just to be saying that. Just tell me you don't agree. If you don't agree, that's fine. That's cool.
You're right.
You don't have to agree.
You're right, Coach.
That's America.
You're right.
You don't have to agree.
I'm not saying I did.
You don't have to sit there and say I'm right. Just sit there and say you disagree.
You're right.
Be truthful.
You're right.
You say you like to be truthful. Be truthful.
You're right, Coach Green. You're right.
Don't say I'm right and then just say you disagree.
Coach Green. You're right. I appreciate the call though. Thank you so much.
No, just say disagree, bro. Don't sit there and do that.
You're right. You're right, Coach Green. You're right, Coach Green. You're right. There's no need to disagree. You're right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
It's funny. I think what FAMU needs to do first, I mean, I've said this and everybody knows this, they need to get rid of McKay. I think really need to recruit some taller receivers to help your quarterback out to win your 50 and 50 balls.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you know your 5'10" receiver can't get open, and when stuff is seem like that when they played, I mean, FAMU's played good against everybody else, but when you got bigger corners or ass corners that can keep up with them, they really don't do much, you know. So I think they really have to take a look at his offense and basically like a card, take it apart and put it back together. The fact that McKay was the best option, that whole quarterback room needs to be wiped out. He needs to do what Deion did. And I know everybody didn't like the fact what Deion did, but clearly Deion knew what the hell he was doing because you see what the record is. Really needs to do something like that because there's no way he's considered an offensive genius who's played football at Clemson that you at least can't put up points and you can't evaluate a quarterback. That's there's so many problems on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't hide a quarterback. Like you can't go into the playoffs thinking you're going to hide a quarterback. In the playoffs, you definitely need a quarterback. You know, you need somebody who, like I said earlier, you need somebody that can get you 300 yards. You know, if all of a sudden JSU man they running game is trash. but they trust their quarterback with no problem. So I think Willie Simmons and them learned a lot about their team and their offense. Defense to me played all right, but once again, they ain't had no help. They've been on the field so much. Marquise Bell balled out, so he earned us some money. But I do think that the SWAC needs to play out of conference, and more importantly, they got to win them games. As someone who went to A&T, our conference schedule was the reason
Hold on. Talk about. I got an A&T guy calling. Y'all haven't won, man. Bye. Y'all getting mollywopped in the Big South. Shut up. You over here drowning out, sounding like you in the bathroom in the closet, and y'all ain't winning nothing over there in the Big South. Over there getting demolished. Good night, sir. All right. Anyway, let me backtrack. I want to backtrack to some people who missed on what me and Coach Green were talking about, right? So Coach Green is saying you can't compare the Southland. You can't say the Southland is better than the SWAC, right? And I said yes, you can, because the top teams in the Southland have washed your top 2 teams, your top 3 teams in the SWAC. Incarnate Word played PV, washed them. Southeast played FAMU, washed them. McNeese played Southern and beat them. So all the top teams in the Southland have beat your top teams in the SWAC. So what is that? What are we talking about? They're not as good as the Southland. If your best teams are getting beat, and I'm not talking about like 3 to 45, 42, they're getting waxed. Incarnate Word 40-9 against PV, right? Southeastern, let's just 38-0. 38-0. Come on, man. That's not even, and they're all in the FCS. The only person that can save you right now is Jackson State. That's the only team that can save you right now, because we don't know if they would have beat Southeastern. We don't know if they can beat Incarnate Word, but we know who they can beat. PV, all right, who's in the SWAC championship, and FAMU, who was 9-2. Come on, man. Bro, only 2 teams, dude. They're your best teams. They're your best teams. What are you talking? That makes no sense. They're your best teams. You talk about there's only 2 teams. It's your best teams. What is that? Come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Script, let me ask you this, man. If you look at the situation with Coach Simmons at FAM and looking at what Dion is doing, every year we're playing them first game of the year, end up getting beat. You go 9-2. You know you're not going back to the playoffs again because of this situation. And I'm asking this in a very, very serious, because I want you to just think about that. Tell me then, what does FAMU do? Because this is a strong, like I said, Dion telling you that if you don't get him now, we may be in a situation where we're constantly finishing in second and possibly going home. So, where does FAMU have to really look and go well, damn, we got a good coach, but how do we then overcome the situation of saying going to the Celebration Bowl, because Dion is constantly building?
I think.
Let me get your opinion.
I think with that you have to. You got to win those games that you're not supposed to. That's the key for FAMU. And I really hope the SWAC does not run it back to have that FAMU and Jackson State game number 1. I think that's the worst thing.
It is. It's next year. It's number 1.
That's
first game again in Miami.
That's the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing. I don't like that, because teams grow. You know what I'm saying? Teams grow, and you saw it in Jackson State. And you saw it in FAMU. From where they were in game 1 to where they are now, the game they're completely different. And you want to see that game later in the season because. You know what I'm saying? Because it just of the growth of that team and where it could possibly match. It's the NFL having division games late in the season because it means more. You know what I'm saying? So, but neither there nor there. So let's say FAMU loses to Jackson State again. Well, now you got to go out and beat a team that you wouldn't normally beat. you know, you play South Florida pretty well. So if you come out and beat them, you can't schedule these D2 schools that you keep beating up on. You got to go out and win. You got to go out and beat somebody with some type of resume. You know what I'm saying? Because you're absolutely right. I don't think the committee is going to respect your schedule again. You know what I'm saying? I really, I don't think
that's what I'm saying. That's what made this loss so devastating. And it's like I said, it's not just for FAMU. I think it's also just for HBCUs, period. That committee is not going to look at another HBCU. I don't care. Again, you're 9-2, 10-1, 8-3. You're not going to get the same kind of look. And that's what makes it so devastating, because if you're a stakeholder for FAMU, you got to start looking like, well, damn, when we lose this first game against Jackson State, that's the season.
Yeah,
that's what you really have to look at. That's the season.
I gotta disagree with you on the back end, because you could end up beating a team that you're not supposed to beat, and then now your strength of schedule looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you keep,
but that's what I'm saying. You're playing 8 conference games, right?
Yeah.
So I think the only other, I think we play University of North Carolina next year. So yeah, if you can win that, great. But in all honesty, you've got 8 conference games, and the first game out the back, you lose that. I mean, that's like, because they knew that they had to run the table after the loss.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew that, hey, that's the only way we're going to get in. So now you're saying that, okay, we lose to Jackson State, we run a table, you still like in a situation. Well, now the committee is going to go like, hey, I understand you won all your SWAC games, but no. Yeah, good, thank you, but no, thank you. We're not going to invite you.
Yeah, like,
that's serious pressure.
But see, at the end of the day, like FAMUans, y'all care about that stuff. Let's be honest, y'all care about some playoffs. Like every other school in the SWAC, they don't care. If I'm being 100% real with you, they don't care, man. They just want to make it to the Celebration Bowl and the SWAC championship. So you guys pushing for the playoffs, this was a bad look for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you lose this game 38-30. The committee's like, oh, they're not too far away. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not too bad. But the rest of the SWAC, they don't care. You know, like they that's not their. Listen, man, Alabama State only wants to beat Alabama A&M. Southern fans only want to win the Bayou Classic and beat Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like little pockets of games that people really care about in the SWAC. They don't care about the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The only teams that care about at this point being dominant is FAMU, Jackson State. Like, to really be dominant, like, yo, we just want to wax everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like,
so do you think that if you were AD at FAM, would you sit down with the AD at Jackson State and say, hey man, I think we need to try to look at making a move here together to go somewhere to a conference that, truly cares? Be it the Southern or the somewhere like that. Do you think you need to do that?
I don't think the SWAC is definitely going to let you, like, the SWAC office is probably definitely going to try to, I don't know if they can veto it or will veto it, but they're definitely going to push that to not happen, because you're taking your 2 biggest brands out of the conference. You know what I'm saying? So that's a loss of revenue. And first of all, you're taking Dion with you, so that's a big hit. I think FAM and Jackson State, if I'm being honest, and I'll even throw I'll throw Alabama A&M in there, because I think Coach Maynard, even though he probably can't be on their level, he wants to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Coach Maynard, he played at D2. He went all the way to the national championship, so he knows what that feels like. So I think you could throw him in there, depending on what Southern does. And like, really, honestly, let's be real. Grambling and Southern only care about beating up on each other. Like, let's just call it a spade, right? Whatever. So my thing is this. I want to see FAM and JSU really schedule a tough schedule, like, because remember, the out of conference doesn't mean anything to the SWAC. It really, as long as you, like, Jackson State can have 3 really hard out of conference games and then run this table in the SWAC, and they still go. They still Gucci. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for FAM. And I think that just, for me, I would like to see that, because I think that will prepare the game to be better between Jackson State and FAMU. Like, I would, you know what I'm saying? You go through the rigmarole of playing these really tough teams, and now you're kind of prepping yourself to get ready to play against this juggernaut between each other. And now that Jackson State and FAMU game is that much better. So I just think it's something to like, train your body up or train your team up or get them mentally prepared for that kind of big game. But I think that's what it is.
All right, let this last question here.
Go ahead.
Do you think that if Deion runs the course, wins the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl, does he put pressure on the SWAC to be able to say, hey, yo, man, listen, if I got a team like I had this year, I'm winning the SWAC championship, you got to give me an out. You got to give me a way to get my team to be able to play in the playoffs and give me the ability to say, I want to accept the Celebration Bowl or I can go to the playoffs. And if they don't, what do you think he will then do? And will he be satisfied with just constantly going to the Celebration Bowl? Thank you for taking my call. I'll let you know there.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate it. Great questions. Great questions, by the way. I think the core of Deion is a champion. Like the core of Deion, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. I don't care if the dude's playing jacks. He wants to win. I don't care if he's playing freaking hopscotch. He wants to be the best at it. So for him, winning the Celebration Bowl, I'm going to show you I'm the best at that. Then I'm going to take it, if he could, I'm going to take it to the FCS playoffs. I'm going to show you I'm the best at that. So I really don't care. For Deion, if I'm being honest, I think it doesn't matter what lane he's in. He just wants to be the best at it. It don't matter what it is. Like, I'm dead serious. So if they give him the out, he'll take it. Like, yeah, okay, you're going to let me do that? I'll take it. Celebration Bowl, if I only can do the Celebration Bowl, as long as I'm here, I'm going to win it. I think that's just the mindset of Deion. He's just a winner, man. So whatever, if you give him the out, he'll take it. He'll do the playoffs. All right. I feel we good enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's the Celebration Bowl, he'll do that as well. So it's whatever I really feel it's whatever for Deion. Like whatever I can do to win, I'm gonna win. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Daddy?
What's good? What's your name? Where you come from?
This is Vince, man, from Jack.
Talk to me.
Damn, man, fam, you just got their ass beat tonight. They got a game, a home opener against North Carolina, and they're gonna have to recover from tonight, ain't they?
No, they got a home. I think they got a home opener with Jackson.
Yeah, August the 27th, ain't it?
Oh, I don't. Oh, I didn't. I thought the Orange Blossom Classic was the first game.
No, they're playing North Carolina. I believe August the 27th.
Dang, that's tough. They gonna.
God damn, man, they gonna make the SWAC look weak.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
God damn, man. Come on, man. That's a national TV too. Remember I told you that was somebody, they should have had like a Chick-fil-A game against Cincinnati or somebody in the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
But not no FAMU shit. So they got ass beat tonight, and then they got to come back next year. Man, they got to come back at the beginning of the season and get beat down again on national TV. Damn. I hope they recover, man. All right.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah.
Like, I don't listen, Mr. Campbell. I'm never going to doubt your SWAC hours. It's just not possible, right? But Deion Sanders being in the playoffs is just a different beast. Like, if he puts his foot in it, it's just going to be that much more exciting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's not even about for Deion. It's not even about it's not about the $40,000. He makes that in the game. He can like, that's nothing. It's what they're going to bring if they do go. Like, that's the thing with Deion. Like, with Deion, it's just the excitement of it happening, right? Wow, Jackson State and Deion Sanders in the playoffs. Like, it's just gonna be a boost to it. Like, I know we talking numbers, but it's just different, man. I'm sorry. Like, I can't agree with that at no ifs and buts about it. Everybody like, oh, dollars make sense. But there's just an energy if Deion takes his team to the playoffs that you just can't even describe it. You can't put into words what that's going to be like. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
All right, quick question.
What's up? What's your name?
You were talking about FAMU playing Southeast and get blown out.
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My point of view, my name's Kendall.
Okay, talk.
I'm from New Orleans, Southern fan.
All right.
Just came from the Pop Warner Classic that you like to call it. All right, so So my point of view on the whole thing is, all these schools in the FCS, first of all, from the beginning, all these schools, Southeastern is garbage. All the rest of those schools in the Southland Conference are garbage as well. Just as a SWAC, if you want to talk about just college football, they're garbage. The FCS is the B bracket team. All of them are B bracket teams. If I'm an HBCU, why would I want to go to the B bracket playoffs anyway? Let's keep doing our thing separate where we at and continue. Cause let's take these little wins. The Bayou Classic, the Graham won the Bayou Classic. The whole FCS doesn't matter anyway. Like let's just take what we have, keep what we have, and be happy in it. Let's keep getting all these players who aren't going to the NFL. Because when the last time a player from the SWAC went to the NFL or got drafted in the NFL? Let's get these people educated, get their free education. That's pretty much what FCS is about. It's what college football really is. Just getting young people educated and having something to do throughout the process.
Kendall.
The whole Deion trying to make the playoffs and do Celebration Bowl, it don't even matter because it's still the B bracket. It's still the B bracket playoffs. How many people are actually watching? I guarantee more people watch the Bayou Classic than watch the championship of the FCS. It's just a matter of fact thing. Like we okay. Like we okay in this trash bracket that we in. Like, it is what it is. That's how I see it.
Kendall,
it don't make no sense.
Hold on, Kendall.
It makes no sense.
Hold on, Kendall. Let me hold on. How can you call the Southland Conference trash when they literally just waxed?
It is.
Hold on. When they literally hold on, Kendall. Kendall, hold on.
Trash beating. Where's trash?
Kendall.
It's the recyclables beating the garbage.
Kendall. How can you call so explain to me if the Southland is trash, then what is the SWAC?
I just told you it's the recyclables beating the garbage.
So it's still better than trash then, right?
It's trash.
Is it still
what two teams did Southeastern lose to?
Nichols, and I think they lost to Nichols twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Nichols is a good team?
Yeah, they're in the let me see. Nichols is 6-5, Southeastern is 8-3, and UIW is 10-2.
A good team?
Huh?
The entire FCS is trash. It's the B bracket. It's the B bracket. It is what it is. It was 1AA. Now it's the FCS. It is the B bracket.
Kendall.
The fact that Eastern's quarterback can come into the organization for A bracket and just change the entire organization, just like Deion did for Jackson State, shows that the entire thing is trash. The whole FCS is garbage. Nobody's watching it. Like nobody's watching FCS football. Period.
Kendall.
It just is what it is.
Kendall. Okay, so if I'm trying to understand. Like, what is it's just hard to. My head is hurting. If you're calling everything trash, that means your conference is trash as well. Am I missing something?
What I'm saying is, since this whole thing, since all these teams are trash, why would HBCUs, the SWAC knows they're trash. Everybody knows, the SWAC knows that if they play anybody else outside of SWAC, they're gonna lose because the SWAC is trash. It is what it is. But we know it. Like, why waste your time? Why waste your time going to trying to go to the B bracket playoff rather than just enjoying what we got? Yeah, beating up on each other trash. Keep our celebration bowls going. Keep the alumni happy, and keep getting people educated. Because that's really the whole purpose of FCS football. Because how many FCS players are going to the league? Southeastern quarterback's not going to the NFL. And if he does, he's going to be a backup somebody on somebody's practice squad.
Oh, I mean, listen, kid.
It is what it is.
Listen, bro. I'm not going to argue with you because I feel like there's no reasoning with you because you're feeling that strong about your opinion. So listen, this is what this show is all about. You call in, give your opinion. You said the SWAC is trash. It is what it is. Appreciate the call, my boy.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Ugh. And that was, listen, He's a Southern fan. So yeah, that's you can listen. And y'all talk and y'all be trying to y'all be trying to come for me. And y'all be trying to come for me. And people like he probably graduated from Southern. And y'all be kind of come for me. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, this is B. I'm from New York.
Talk to me. Hey, D from New York. Up north. Talk to me.
All right, so I feel like the main thing is SWAC schools need to focus on dominating the SWAC first before they worry about any other non-conference game. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I give A&T a lot of credit. They dominated the MEAC and the Celebration Bowl, so now they switch conferences. That's the way to go. You don't need to be in the SWAC worrying about scheduling a whole bunch of non-conference games if that's not what you're about. You feel me? If you're not about going to the FCS playoffs, you don't need to focus on that. Focus on getting your team to be better than all the SWAC schools and the MEAC schools. So that's where I stand at, and where everybody should be where they should be at.
Okay, but see, this is also the flip side of that, right? Because hello, you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the flip side of that is you got to be like what I hear from a lot of HBCU fans is this. Well, you move up in conference, you go play white schools. Now nobody comes to the games because nobody wants to go watch a white school with no band. Nobody wants to play a white school. So now you're losing attendance, you're losing money. So all the energy and excitement you had when you were in the MEAC or whatever, playing, rivalries and other schools with bands, now you're losing all of that to play better competition, but you're losing money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's it's like I feel as though it's like this with A&T. I like what they did with the move up, and it's going to take you a while to get. It's going to take you a while to get comfortable in the Big South and understand what you need to do as a team and what you need to get better at and build at. So I think A&T is going to come out on top. They're going to get it together, and you're going to see them on top of the Big South. But I don't think a lot of HBCU schools are willing to do that because of the bottom dollar, the bottom line that they're going to miss out on by moving to a predominantly white conference and losing out on band money and rivalries and stuff like that. I don't think a lot of schools are going to do that. So they're going to stick with themselves.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, though. SWAC definitely need to schedule more non-conference games, but I feel like the goals right now should be dominating the SWAC. Win the Celebration Bowl 4 years in a row, and then, try to separate. That's all.
That's real. Hey, appreciate the call, D.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. But okay, let me ask the FAMU and Jackson State fans, right? Because you guys talk about dominating. Well, I know FAMU is not moving anywhere anytime soon because they just got to the SWAC. Let me ask you this, right? Jackson State dominates for the next 4 or 5 years. They want to make the move to FBS. Does the fandom go? Because this is what we talked about. You talked about going to FBS, but then on the flip side about that, are you excited about playing white schools? Are you excited about playing white schools that don't have black bands? Are you excited about going to these big old, stadiums and stuff like that? Are you going to travel to these FBS programs? That's the thing. I think that you said you could compete with them, but if you move up, you got to deal with them all the time, right? And I don't think as a conference you can move nobody is taking the whole SWAC to FBS. Nah. That's not happening. I don't think that's happening. So that's my personal opinion, but I don't think that's happening. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty, man? This Pandy, I'm calling back in again.
What's
man.
up, Pandy? Talk to me.
I don't know. I just feel like I just got to address something right quick, man. I think you touched on it before in the past live show, man. I think that us as HBCUs, we got to decide on what do we want. Like, do we want money or do we want to play competition?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it goes just like with the whole move. And that's one thing that I do commend A&T on. You know what I'm saying? Is that, and I'm calling to a SWAC show, so my apologies for that. But
no, you're good.
What I'm trying to say, though, is that when A&T, I think in that 2016, 2017, 2018 years, they beat Kent State. They beat Eastern Carolina University. And at the same time, they was winning Celebration Bowls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I think a lot of HBCUs have to look at as kind of like as a blueprint to say, okay, cool. If we're gonna dominate, let's just dominate, but also try to, I guess, still get that pageantry, that fandom of if they still want to make money, go to Celebration Bowls, that's cool. But I just think that, you know, like overall, we just got to make up our mind, like, what do we really want? Do we want the money from the Celebration Bowls, or do we want competition? To me, I just feel like at the end of the day, if I'm a player on a team, my overall goal is to get to the league. So I need to go to the school who's going to get me to the league, whether that be by, are we going to go to the Celebration Bowl and I get exposure with TV money, TV, or am I going to get to the league by playing better competition? And that's all I got to say about that.
That's
man.
real. That's real. I like that. Appreciate the call.
I appreciate you.
Ain't no problem. All right, so let me answer this, right? What football culture? No. Okay, Jonathan, listen. Did you not just see FAMU coming to the SWAC and wreck shop? The only team that they didn't lose, the only team they didn't lose to was Jackson State. Like, the MEAC has been the last, the MEAC has won the last 2 Celebration Bowls. They've also had FAMU come over, pretty much mollywop. Not mollywop. They beat most of the SWAC schools, you know, in the conference, other than Jackson State, of course. So I think the MEAC has a football culture. That's just, you know, just my personal opinion. Hey, sir, talk to me.
All right. There's a lot of little stuff on my head, so I'm trying to be quick.
All right, go ahead.
But hey, you got the Sims coming for your neck tonight, don't you?
Oh man, they I think they forgot what channel they on. I really think they forgot what channel they on, but we gonna get through it.
Hey, but Coach Green, if you still listen, I think you kind of misinterpreted what the woman said. She was trying to say that the bottom half of the Southland is the SWAC is better than the bottom half of the SWAC is better than the bottom half of the Southland. And that's kind of unfair. That's a pretty loaded comparison because we got twice the amount of teams as them. And plus, like, if you want to be real honest, the bottom half of the SWAC wouldn't be able to beat the bottom half of the Southland teams. Like, our bottom 3 wouldn't be able to beat their bottom 3. Okay, so that just letting that go. Now to the guy who said we don't even need to compete against anybody. That was funny, but we trying to get the programs better. Everybody wants to get more recruits. We don't want to just be second-tier football forever. So you'll never be able to do that if you don't try to schedule anybody and just only care about winning the SWAC, only care about winning the Celebration Bowl. And I think that's what everybody, you know, who watching this and who follow SWAC need to understand. At the end of the day, we want to be better. We know where we at is unacceptable, and we got to be better if we want to, you know, bring some of those players back to the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
Third thing, I think everybody need to get through their head. We all would get waxed in the playoffs. None of us are ready for the playoffs. The main problem is that we all got severe weaknesses in our games. We got good teams, but each team got a severe weakness. FAMU, we all knew the weakness was the quarterback. My school, A&M, we ain't got no defense. Jackson State, I know it's going to be hard for y'all to get this because y'all feel a delusion and don't know nothing about football. But y'all don't got to run the game or offensive line. And that would get exposed in the playoffs bad. None of us are just ready to take on the playoff shit, but we will get there. And that's all I was trying to say. I try to be quick. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing, but that's all I'm trying to get to everybody. We still at a work in progress right now.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate the call, sir.
All right, no problem.
No problem. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing tonight, sir?
What's up, man?
Good, man. I just wanted to come in and make a comment about what you were talking about. Basically, and you're on to something. You say basically Jackson State was the run the table for 4 or 5 years in a row, and you said something with the swag and the way that Dion promotes and market. I believe that after 4 or 5 years, or probably sooner than that Jackson State fans will accept more playing more white schools because pretty much we're dominating in the SWAC. And that's Dion's goal, is to build teams that can go out and beat these FCS schools. So you're on to something right about that, you know, what you're talking about with you know, if they keep doing what they have to do, but first they have to keep winning, they have to get better. on offense, like you said, but definitely it just be stagnant. They just keep beating up on everybody, and that's not Deion's style. So I just wanted to comment that you're on something about, looking at JSU as a team as they're getting better and getting stronger every year and dominating. Of course, they're going to want to move on to bigger and better things.
Okay, hold on, Doc, before I let you go. One, Deion is not planning on scheduling any money games. That's not his thing. So you're probably not going to see Jackson State beat too many white schools. So that's one, right? So you're not going to get so you're talking about black fans won't get the experience of going up to a Big 12 or whatever to kind of get in that environment to see what it's like or to be around that, because he said out of his own mouth he doesn't like money games. That's what he said out of his own mouth. So I don't see that happening for Jackson State for a good little minute. Number two, I don't care. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
No, so
go ahead.
Number two, I don't care how much Deion dominates the SWAC. It comes down to having the money to move up to FBS. And who's to say they will or won't have that? Because you got to understand, if you make that transition and Deion dips on you, like now your biggest money maker is now gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's an aspect of it you also have to be cognizant of as well. And the last thing is this. I still don't think that I'm telling you, I don't know much about, I'm still kind of doing all this, but I've heard from enough people that they do not like going to play white schools. Like, it's just nothing there. It's just nothing there to get people excited about the game, because what white people care about, black people don't care about. You know what I'm saying? So, they there for the pageantry, the entertainment. So you're losing money by actually going up because, you're not getting the full participation from your fans to the game because they're not excited about who you're playing against. But go ahead, Doc.
And man, you hit on the head. You're absolutely right. What if they was to be dominant and talk about moving up and then Deion leave? Hey man, you got a great valid point on that. I just think that Deion, how can I say this? Maybe not accepting money games, but just playing better competition as they get stronger. Because Deion's I just believe that he's gonna get tired. Like maybe after 2 more years or whatever, he's gonna get tired of just beating up on these same teams. He got 4 and 5 stars all throughout offense and defense, and they just slaughtering everything in front of them in the SWAC or whatever. He's gonna want to play better competition at that time. It's gonna have to happen. But moving up to another type of conference, you're right. That is a good thing to look at, because if he leaves, it might get, the talent might start leaving.
Exactly.
And then now they done moved up and made a bad decision. So it's a catch-22, but I just don't see that if they just dominating, that they can't look up the play, not for money games, but just better competition. And I just believe the fans will be like, yeah, we big now, with his hype and his marketing. I just think they'll be big enough. And then the money dollars, I think they will be behind them. But moving to the other conference, man, you on to something right there, man. That might be a suicide move.
Hey, appreciate the call, Coach. Appreciate the call, Doc.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, shoot. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hey, my fault. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Talk to me.
Yo, what's going on with you, man? I just want to...
What's your name?
Kadesh, man.
Hey, turn your background down for me.
Hold on. You can hear me?
Yeah. Turn your background out. Yeah, so, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to, just put out there to clarify everything that HBCUs have not been in no playoffs in the last 20-some years. So I just want to, just to make that clear, that let all black people know that we done lost something that was very, very powerful for the last 40-some, 50-some years. So now we start to rebuild with Deion coming in. So hopefully he can stay there and he can get all the true black good athletes to come back to the schools, and you will see something that was there 50-some years ago with FAMU winning the national championship. A lot of good black players not going to the black teams. That's why FAMU got beat the way they did.
Got you. Hey, appreciate the call. That is the biggest false narrative ever. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Man, Scotty, it's finishing, man.
What's up?
I swear to God, man. Since I've been listening to y'all, my head has started hurting, my throat hurting. But I think I done caught Corona listening to y'all, man. This is ridiculous. So I think what's going on here is that the SWAC fans finally got their reality check tonight. They really did, because FAMU was at least, they wasn't going to win the game. I think everybody knew they wasn't going to win the game, but at least be competitive for like a half or something like that. And I don't think, and that's real talk, man. I mean, I don't really say that to be funny, but I mean, be competitive for a half and then let SELA kind of pull away from you like that.
Yeah.
Just don't let them like jump all over you right off the bat, and then the game is over by the beginning of the second quarter. I think that's what pissed everybody off. And like it or not, SWAC fans, a team that plays in your conference is a reflective of your conference. That's how it goes. When you talk about the Southeast, when you talk about the SEC, the Southeastern Conference, all SEC teams are reflective of the SEC as a whole. So when Alabama wins a championship, you see all the SEC fans holler SEC like they done did something. Knowing good and well Vanderbilt ain't did anything to boost the SEC up. They ain't did anything to boost the SEC up, but they're going to claim SEC because they prop up the conference. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, used to be Tennessee. That's how it goes, man. But this is what I want to tell all y'all. So there's a website. I mean, I do a little gambling here and there and whatnot. So there's a website called MasseyRatings.com.
Oh yeah, that's what Blue talks about all the time.
So this is the computer schedule, the computer ratings of all the conferences and whatnot, and it even ranks the teams, strength of schedule, power ratings, and whatnot. So out of the 16 FCS conferences, the SWAC is ranked 13th. The only conferences that they're ahead of are the Northeast Conference, the MEAC, and the Pioneer. So say what you want about the quality of SWAC football as a whole. They're in the bottom third of the FCS conferences. And since Jackson State kind of made this whole FAMU playoff experience about them as the game went on and whatnot, Jackson State right now, although you are ranked nationally in a coaches poll, you are ranked 54th on the Massey computer ratings. You're ranked 54th because they see your schedule and you don't play anybody and you don't beat anybody. Prairie View is actually in the position to really boost their ranking up next year because they play 3 Southland teams. They play Incarnate Word, they play Abilene Christian, and they play Lamar. And with the way the Southland is now at a reduced level, this is
There are 4 participants in the conference.
This is how you start those relationships with out-of-conference teams, and that's how you get better. And I'm in it with this, Scotty. So I live in a city. I live in Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville, Tennessee is where Austin Peay State University is.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Peay 8 years ago was the absolute worst team in the FCS. They had like a 47 game losing streak. They didn't win a game for like 3.5 years. They get a different coach. They're in the FCS playoffs within 2 years, and they win 2 playoff games. So when people talk about, okay, well, it's coaching, it's funding and whatnot, Austin Peay didn't have none of that shit. They didn't have nothing. So it's a mindset for you SWAC fans. It's a mindset. If you want to stay in the SWAC and you just want to keep beating up on each other, cool. Do that. Get your money. But don't claim that you're ahead of all these other teams and conferences just because you're the big dog in the SWAC. It don't work like that, player.
All right, so
it does not work like
one person wanted me to ask you 54 out of how many teams?
128.
Oh, so you're in the middle of the pack, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you're middle of the pack, and
And when I look at it, there's a bunch of 6 and 5 teams from other conferences that are rated ahead of Jackson State. You have teams like William and Mary in Western Illinois, Jacksonville State, who is 5 and 6. They're all rated above Jackson State in their power ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether that's true or not, we don't know because they will never play them on the field because they're not scheduling those type of teams. And like I said, I'm here in Tennessee, so I'm a Tennessee State supporter too. I have the same issue with Tennessee State because although they play in the OBC and they play a couple of power schools and whatnot like that, they go out of the way to play as many HBCUs as possible. I get it. It's about tradition. I get it. But your program does not get better by playing lower level schools. They don't. They just don't. So if they want to keep playing in the SWAC, if SWAC teams want to do that, get your Celebration Bowl, celebrate that. But don't try to put yourself up on another level because you're not playing those schools. And those other schools see you as a joke. That's just how it is.
Hey, appreciate
That's
the call.
all I got, Scotty.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate the call. Listen, man. Why is the first time when somebody comes, why is it that when somebody says something about the SWAC, the first question y'all say is, what school you going for? What does that even matter? What does that even matter? Like, it's somebody's opinion about your conference. What does it matter what school they rooting for? If they was an Alabama fan, what you could be like, oh, you went to a PWI, you don't know nothing about football? Like, I'm confused. Like, I don't know why. I never know why that's the first question. Like, what school? Like, what does that matter? Like, I'm talking about your conference. What does it matter what school I'm going for? I don't understand it, but teach his own. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, I just had a question, like, because I'm trying to wrap my head around this. The Celebration Bowl, these schools fight for the Celebration Bowl. They don't really care about the playoffs, but only 2 schools get the $1 million. If I got my head around this, only the 2 schools that make it get the $1 million. That's not helping the conference.
All right, so let me stop you. Let me stop you right there. So from what I've been told, this is that's not true. So what happens is the percentage of it goes, I think like 750 goes to the school and then 250 goes to the conference, something like that. Either like $1 million goes to this, like it's like 800,000 goes to the school and like 200,000 goes to the conference, something like that. But the conferences do get money out that $1 million. It does have just the majority of it goes to the school that was actually in the conference.
Okay. See, that's what I was trying to wrap my head around. I was like, if this money is just going to this one school, it's not helping the conference. And that's what I think fans just center around. Man, we want to get to this bowl game and we want to win it because we need that money. You're not helping the conference. It's not helping anybody, really. At the end of the day, the conference is still going to be trash. It's helping somebody. The school gets their little boost, but like, you're not going to have money to go get a decent, respectable coach. You can't really do anything, and you put this on yourself. You put it on yourself. The conference itself went and threw away their bowl bid, and man, I tell you, it's looking like a good thing now after what we just.
All right,
did.
hold on. Okay, now I'm about to be an HBCU alum real quick. What school are you repping? Because you sound like you're not. What school are you repping?
I support Jackson State.
No.
I am a new bandwagon fan.
Yeah, but my question is before Jackson State, what school was you repping?
None.
Okay, so let me.
I had not been alerted to the existence of HBCU football.
All right, so me and you in the same bandwagon, my boy. Okay, cool. All right, so this is my thing though.
But I'm just trying to wrap around like why do you think that this is like a godsend when like your conference
okay so
still trash.
I'm gonna tell you listen to me. Listen, I'm gonna save you the bullets, all right? Because I've taken everything you said. I've said that probably like 8 months ago, all right? So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna take all the bullets for you because you gonna get shot up. You keep saying some stuff like that.
Hey man, I don't care. I want all the smoke.
Listen, okay.
And I have one more question before you get it, and I'll get off.
No, you're not getting off because I'm gonna talk to you. But go ahead, ask your question.
All right. How soon do you want to see another SWAC school in the playoff if they're gonna get a performance like that?
Well, I mean, if they're gonna get a performance like that, I don't want to see another SWAC school in the playoff. I mean,
Exactly.
it's
not
slanted. The question
That
is
was not-
slanted.
you just
The
got beat
question,
up.
no, the question you asked is slanted. You didn't say when's the next time. You said like a performance like that. So you already slanted the question because you're already saying that the teams are going to suck. So nobody wants to watch that because I mean that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta.
I mean, but like I'm expecting nobody to really get outstandingly better from this season to the next season.
That's
like, and if they do, I will eat that completely. But like,
that's what Jackson State did. But I mean, Jackson State had Dion
contender.
though. But Jackson State had Dion. But that's what Jackson State did. But my thing is this.
Okay,
man.
and I support Jackson State. And
I'm not saying
Dion
you don't.
is not a god.
I'm not saying you
Contrary
don't.
to.
But my point
Okay,
is,
go ahead.
my point is this: you're talking about you're getting into an area where you're like, oh, you know, this is trash or whatever. But you know, just like I had to learn, there's a lot of stuff that comes with funding that these schools aren't getting. So certain things you just gotta say, okay, you gotta do it because you gotta keep your doors open. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the same luxuries as all these other schools with these big endowments that have all this extra money that they can play with, they can do things, they can take risks. Going into the playoffs for most of these black schools are risks that they don't get benefit back. Now I had to learn that because I'm just like, y'all scared. You know what I'm saying? But when you start researching about the playoffs and how it works, it's not feasible. You're really paying to play. You know what I'm saying? And if you do make it, you know what I'm saying, you don't like if you're on the road the whole time, you're not making any money. You know, the only thing the NCAA does is supply your travel. So unless you really are about winning a national championship and you feel like your team is built for that, it really does you no benefit to actually be in the playoffs. Financially, like if you want the resume builder, absolutely do your thing, go in there, kill it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, bro. So you gotta like just like I had to learn, you gotta see you have to see both sides. You might not agree with it, but you have to understand both sides so you can say, all right, I get what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
I mean, but I understand what you're saying, but it's like they're in a rock and a hard place because like at the end of the day, you're in the FCS, which is supposed to be about that playoff system. And maybe that's why they made the Celebration Bowl, because they were like, fuck that. No, we need money. And at the end of the day, we don't care. It's just money and winning the SWAC. But like, it just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
All right.
But all right, I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Appreciate the call.
No problem.
Man, listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I kind of heard myself back at me. Like hearing him talk was like hearing myself say it. I'm like, oh, that sounds really bad. Like, it sounded really bad hearing it back to myself. I'm like, damn, like you don't even like care to know. Like you just out here talking. Like you don't even. It sounded really bad. Like sounded really bad. So I get why people was coming for me as hard as y'all were when I first started this process. Because hearing it back at me, I'm like, damn, that's really fucked up. Like, damn, man. Like, come on, man. Like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie. That was pretty bad. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is the Black Go King calling from San Diego, California.
What's up? Okay. Before we go anything HBCU, how could you come out your mouth and say Nick Saban isn't a genius? It's not like they were winning before. I'm not letting that go. Explain that, and then we can go HBCU. Explain that first, and then we go HBCU.
All right, first of all, I'm a shit talker, man. So at my shop that I work at when I'm cutting hair, they all know me as the guy that just stir up the pot. So I just like stirring up the pot, going against the grain, getting people started.
Go ahead,
Don't take it personal, man.
Man, go ahead. All right, ask the question. What's up?
Man. So I was just sitting here thinking, man, you know, what happened with FAMU tonight, they really needed to just stick to their guns. They should have just ran the ball. They should have just stuck on defense, keep Cole Kelly off the field. And I felt like it would have been a much closer game than what we see today on the TV.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, that was everybody's game plan. Run, keep them off the field. You know, everybody was like, your best defense is to keep the offense off the field. You know what I'm saying? So It is what it is, but I don't think Willie got the memo. I think he left that aspect.
I don't know what he was. I mean, your quarterback with 19 and 40 passing, bro. Do you not get the memo? Just run the ball, and the defense did decent. Minus some flags wasn't thrown because I've seen a lot of holding on Southeast Louisiana side, but that's neither here nor there. But the defense did decent, holding them at 38 points because the team averaged like 42, almost like 46 points a game.
Yeah,
I felt like they did decent. I just felt they could have did better by keeping their offense off the field by running the ball and keeping the clock moving.
Absolutely.
But obviously this coach must have thought that he had Tom Brady on his side, but
had to.
My God, man, it was terrible.
He thought, I don't know what he thought Rashawn McKay was. I don't know what rose glow glasses he was looking at Rashawn McKay. He had them drunk goggles on. You know, when you be looking at a girl it'd be dark in the club. I don't drink.
Oh man, you see him. You see him through those drunk lenses.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you know, this is what my homeboys would say. You know, they be like, you know, hey, she look good. You be like, whoa, what are you? Be like, yeah, that girl by the bar. You be like,
what are you? And then them lights turn on. You want to start turning around.
You be like, no, you was all up in that girl, boy.
Hey man, appreciate you taking the call, man. I just wanted to say that, man. That's it.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate the call.
All right, bro. Go.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Father of a little girl, you're alive. Talk to me.
What? Are they clean?
Man, we all up in your background. We all up in your background. What we talking about? Hello? Children? Why y'all up? Well, y'all got a white mama. That's why y'all up. Y'all gotta have a white mama. That's the only reason why y'all up this late. Cause my mom would have been shut that down. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, man, you've been shooting some facts to these people, but you've been shooting facts the whole year to these people. Like you had told the fan people early this year that they wasn't exactly who they thought they were, and they found out tonight that they wasn't the team that they thought they were. You played a bunch of teams that was under 500, and you end up with the number one or number two defense in the SWAC. But you didn't play teams with a winning record. Mm-hmm. You played teams that was under 500, and it showed tonight. One thing I got to say, though, about this Florida A&M team, there's no way in the hell you could have watched film on Southeastern and came out there and turned your gang into a passing game. There's no way. I got kids at Nicholls State. I got a running back at Nicholls State that's not as good, nowhere near good as Bishop Bunny. Had 121 yards rushing on Southeastern. And then there's a quarterback that came from John Curtis, switched over to running back because the kid I had, he got hurt. Mm-hmm. And the game that Nicholls ended up beating Southeastern, this boy that switched from quarterback to running back at 221 yards and 3 touchdowns on Southeastern. There's no way in the world you could have looked at film on Southeastern and came up with the game plan that you had. There's no way. So another thing, these SWAC schools, they don't have a player developer. They need a guy that can take 2 and 1, no stars and 2 stars, and develop them into 3 stars or 4 stars, and be able to compete on this here kind of level. And I don't want to get off into this Jackson State thing, but you're telling these people exactly right. That quarterback, Coach Kelly, he's seasoned. He's much more knowledgeable. When you get good at a position,
the game slows down a little bit better for you, and you're able to read and react a lot better, you know. But Shador, he gonna get there, but right now he's not there. He's not in the same category with this guy. If they was on the same team, Shador would be on the bench. Now, all that being said, Alcorn and Southeastern, the same team that beat Florida A&M real bad tonight, they had a 4-game series. And each one of these teams has won two games apiece. So Alcorn won 2, and Southeastern won 2. And another thing I want to know is who in the hell made Florida A&M the number 2 team in the SWAC? Because you didn't play Purdue, you didn't play Alcorn. To me, the number 2 team in the SWAC for me is Alcorn. They got better coaching, and especially if Florida A&M playing them at Alcorn, they're not going to win. But the thing about Florida A&M is that, hey man, you guys got to be humble. You're not humble. You living on something that you're not. Man, you just beat BC this year for the first time in 10 years. And you running out there to, oh man, let's go to the playoff. We got to be no. You got what you asked for, and you got the ass whooped. You know, you got your ass whooped.
That's real.
You're not that good. You're not that good, man. And all the Florida A&M people that are talking about, oh, we need to reschedule the Jackson State and the FAM game. So what? What the hell are you going to reschedule the game for? It's the number 1 game. It's the first game of the season. You play your damn schedule. If you win, you win. Don't be talking about you this and you that, and you're not that. You're not that. You're just not that, man.
No, I get you, Coach Pep. I get you.
Hey, another thing, Scott, I want to say this here. Southeastern, the best quarterback on Southeastern team was number 82. 82, man, 82 is a Johnny Manziel. And when this kid, Coach Kelly, and that other kid league there, when they put that kid under the center, it's lights out. And that's Gabe Leviton.
Yeah, Gabe Rogers or Cage or something like that. Yeah.
Gabe Leviton.
Yeah, the
receiver. If you go look up his holotape, he's playing quarterback.
Ooh. They got him playing receiver.
Yeah, they got him playing receiver because he played cornerback, receiver, and quarterback in high school. But and believe it or not, this kid didn't get that offer from Southeastern until like after recruitment was over with. And you got Southern, you got Grambling, and all these teams right here. You know, it seemed like they would have been recruiting this kid. But one good thing about today, that the local kids in this surrounding area, they was more focused on the Bayou Classic than what was going on between Florida A&M and Southeastern. So it won't really hurt the recruits that much down here that's really looking to sign with somebody, you know, because they really didn't pay that much attention to it. But that's my 2 cents on the situation. But the conference overall, they got to get better. They got to get better. I mean, because it's too much publicity. We used to be under the cover, where you could hide your records and all that kind of stuff. Now you're out in the open. And people are able to see what you got, see your product, you know, and right now your product not looking too good. You know, you got one school that's standing out, and then you got some more schools that's not standing too good. So that's not looking too good.
Hey, well, appreciate the call, Coach Pep.
Yeah. All
right. So I'm closing the call lines down. Hey, so I'm gonna set my little soliloquy. I'm gonna get up out of here. Right. Listen, guys. First of all, I'd like to thank all 360 of y'all still rocking with me and stuff like that. You know, I appreciate it. Listen, man. Let me see these guys. Let me talk. You know, I like to call people out. All right. Impacts, D1, Joey Lyrics, all y'all Bamas. Like, y'all don't listen. Like at the end of the day, man, like y'all got to be the most sensitive ass people. All right, like nobody they don't have to donate to the school to criticize. Like get that shit out your head. Get that shit out your head. Like everybody has an opinion, just like everybody has an asshole. So you all your only way if you're gonna criticize, why don't you just like donate to the school? No, Bamas don't have to do that. Would you like them to do that? Absolutely. But Bamas don't have to do that to criticize the school. You can criticize Auburn. I don't see none of y'all giving money. You criticize Alabama. I don't see none of you Bamas getting money. You criticize Ohio State for losing to Michigan. None of you Bamas are giving money to that school. Shut up. Like, y'all always trying to like, you like do this. Like, bro, people can criticize. That's life. That's like, people are just so sensitive, man. Everybody has an opinion. All right. Everybody has an opinion. It's life. And if you got smoke with somebody saying something, that's why I say call-in show. You are more than happy to call in. All right. So it is what it is. And they probably will, Impacts, because they don't have to deal with you crying about them not doing it. All right. So they probably will. So it is what it is. But y'all over here crying, talking about you can't criticize our school because you don't donate. Like, no. Everybody criticizes. All right. Everybody criticizes it. So relax. You're going to have people. You know what I'm saying? So everybody criticizes. You got sidewalk fans. You got bandwagon fans. Everybody criticizes something, man. So just chill out, man. Stop getting your panties in a bunch, man. Y'all, come on, man. Stop. Be better, man. Be better. All right. So my thing is this, right? So at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. If I'm FAMU, I'm definitely checking. I'm definitely checking Willie Simmons, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and I'm a fan of Willie. I like what he's doing at FAM. I like what he got going. But this is a total indictment on him. And it's the same thing that happened at Jackson State. It falls back on you, right? If your running game was getting plugged and you kept pushing it and it just wasn't working and you had to go to the passing game, okay, I can kind of rock with you on that. I can kind of get with you on that. But that's not how the game went. It seemed like you bailed on the run way too early. I mean, absolutely way too early. And then you're looking at 14-0, you still were able to run you still should have been able to run the ball at 14-0. Like, you run the ball. Your defense gets a stop, you know what I'm saying, which they had done to that point. They had a field goal that got faked on them but went for a touchdown, but they were getting a stop, so you can trust that aspect. The kicker was god-awful. Oh, my God, the kicker was bad. I mean, if you would have just made him kick 35-yard field goals, this game could have been different. That's probably why they go on fourth down so much, because he's trash. But at the end of the day, if I really had to blame this game on one person, I'm blaming it on Willie Simmons, and he has to take the full blame for this. I'm blaming the offensive coordinator. I'm blaming the quarterback coach. If your job starts with an O on the offense, you need to get reprimanded. You need to get reprimanded. All right, you need to get reprimanded. It is what it is. All right, so I'm about to get up out of here, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Sunday SWAC Sunday service. All right, tomorrow. All right, it's either gonna be at 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure you got your notification bell on. Be ready, be willing, be open to the SWAC Sunday service. All right, SWAC Sunday service. And if you're D1 and Impex or Lickly Split, whatever these names are, Joey Lyrics. All right. Don't come being all right, don't come being emotional, man. Like, it's all fun and games, and we all talking about that. All right, so make sure you're out here tomorrow for the SWAC Sunday service, man. We're gonna have a good time. Talk about some football and stuff like that. All right, so listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.